welcome everybody to a Saturday edition of Fat Guys on a Little Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Markey, always joined by
Charles is here.
And back once again, BMFV. Say hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
But we really don't give a crap about Bill.
Literal dick.
The big one, the one we're excited most for, after Michelle's debut, we got an exclusive online debut again. Abbey Lockhart. How you doing, Abby?
Great, thank you.
Excited
to be here.
Ah, wow. Excited to be here.
Sounds like it.
Not nervous at all. Good to go. So, yeah, like we said, we're recording on Saturday night because we wanted to ride the wave of tears from all the Michigan fans. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I just got a little excited. Michigan went down.
62? Was that?
Yeah, 62. But before we get into football, Abby is Bill's wife, right? Correct? Well, last we checked. You guys are still married.
Did you
correct?
bring paperwork?
Do you have paperwork?
Steve doesn't believe you.
Yeah, is there proof of this? I was at the wedding.
You were there, but
yeah, I was there.
It was all a farce.
So, and what many don't know about Abby is she is a vegetarian, correct, Abby?
Yes.
Oh.
Is she going to fold under questioning?
Yeah, no.
Would
We're
you
gonna put
or
a
would you
spotlight on
not
her.
call yourself a vegetarian?
Yes.
Objection?
How many years have you been a vegetarian now?
6.
Wow, 6 years. Do you miss a good juicy steak?
Not really.
Yeah, yes, she does.
Now, hold on. Let me ask a question. So you're a vegetarian, you are not a vegan, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we're eating dairy products. We're utilizing the animal to make us food. We're just not viewing the animal as food.
Yes.
All right, there we go. All right. So
Steve needed that definition.
I did. I didn't know what was going on. Now, they're from the Chicago area. We're not going to say where exactly, but
Give us your address, BB.
yes, we're sending everybody there. What are some of the better vegetarian restaurants that you prefer in the Chicago area?
I really like the Chicago Diner. I think Native Foods is a good one. There are several that are really, really well thought of and really good that are actually inside Chicago. We don't get into the city that much, so it.
Just vomited. I'm sorry. What do you? So, like at the Chicago, what's a good? I guess what is an Abbey dish? Like, what is the dish that?
They're famous for their Reubens.
Like a vegetarian Reuben?
Yes.
How does that work? Magoo don't believe you about that.
Yeah, my dog has no idea what you're talking about. So a Reuben typically is corned beef, or Russian dressing,
And about 6 inches high.
and coleslaw.
Yeah.
What is on a
Solid
vegetarian?
sauerkraut, not coleslaw.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're correct.
Yes.
Keep it OG. Thank you for the correction, baby. So, what is on a vegetarian Reuben?
It's seitan instead of corned beef.
It's Satan.
I call it Satan.
So you put Satan on the
What is seitan?
to deal with the devil.
Yes. Do you have
It's
to
wheat
play the
gluten.
fiddle? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wheat gluten,
Yes.
which is what the Impossible Burger is made out of.
A.K.A. wheat meat.
Wheat meat.
As far as the meat substitutes go, though, from a non-vegetarian standpoint, it is the closest facsimile to meat from a
Yeah.
taste standpoint.
Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna try the Impossible Burger later on in this, and that's the main ingredient of that. Correct. Now, the Impossible Burger is not vegan, correct?
I believe the Impossible Burger is vegan. I think the one from White Castle isn't because they serve it with cheddar cheese.
Okay, that's the okay. You get
What-
this,
now
Steve?
what- now
The patty's all plant-based.
Now,
Yeah,
there's
that's
the
the wheat meat, as BB calls it.
The
affectionately.
Impossible Burger
Or
tastes
Satan.
like an actual burger, right?
Correct. It's
What were
meant
those-
to replicate an actual.
What was
burger.
the other four they had that had the weird like Asian flavorings and stuff?
Those
though?
were just pure vegetarian.
Yeah, I
offerings.
tried
They're
those.
Yeah, those
Dr.
are
Prager's patties. It's like a national
Ah.
brand.
Wow.
So it sounds like White Castle's appealing to someone.
They've actually made a huge effort in the last couple of years to.
Oh. And meanwhile, Arby's is getting crazy. Arby's is the exact opposite
Let's
of
deep
Castle.
fry meat. Let's
Arby's
add more
don't give a
meat.
damn.
So in the ideal situation,
Yeah, they've got
when you
archery.
two went out, would there be an Arby's and White Castle next to each other? So Bill could get him an Arbinator, and you can get the Impossible.
Well, there's no
Burger.
problem with me getting regular sliders at a White Castle. which
Sliders
is
are
impossible.
delicious.
Do you, now, BB, being someone who's married to a vegetarian, a pretty staunch vegetarian, do you feel any pressure? Or are you just like, screw this, man, I need a burger?
No, you know, when we, like for example, when we travel places, she'll typically find a place that has a vegetarian menu or at least a lot of vegetarian options. And I'll try vegetarian. You know,
They'll give it a
foods.
shot, but
Yeah,
not-
no, but typically I make sure I get my standard, meat meals.
Yeah.
Like today, we went to the burger spot in downtown Plymouth, and we got to-go order from there. And they've got a vegetarian menu and a lot of vegan options, but they can still do the meat for him.
So, what'd you think of that? What'd you think of the vegetarian spot over there?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah. What'd you get? Like, is it?
I got a tofu coney and
I am out, BB. You're better.
Well, I had regular hot dog conies. I had conies.
A tofu coney.
Wow.
And you thought it was pretty good? You thought it was
I thought it was good.
Wow.
Steve's dying.
Yeah, we've been there before.
Oh, that's,
against-
that's a regular staple when you come back home.
That would splat
Well.
against the wall when I threw it.
Do they form it to look like a hot dog?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Because a
Tofu
lot of
cone.
people get like
I heard it all
offended
now.
with that, like the fact that they try to like mimic meat and stuff like that. Like people get like super wound up about that. It's crazy.
Well, but if you're gonna have to try some vegetarian food, it's better that they try. You know, the closer they can get it to tasting sort of like what you're used to, the better off you are.
Yeah.
That Chicago diner that you mentioned, for example, does a really good job of making the meat substitute, options taste as close as possible to.
So give us a time, BB, where you tried to be the good husband and you ate and it was like hell no. It was just the worst.
Well,
thing.
are you familiar with raw foods?
Raw.
So raw
Monday
foods
Night
are like
Raw?
strictly
We're talking
organic,
about no. We're
not
talking about
processed at all?
uncooked.
I'm sorry.
Raw, as in the
Like
food
you
is
just
both
went out in the
vegetarian
field
and not, it's been prepared but not cooked.
Okay.
So there was a place, 10 or 15 minutes from us that Abby found and wanted to try. It was called Borrowed Earth Cafe. It has since shut down, by the way.
Yes.
Was there
So we
hot
go
dogs
in
there?
and they have
Coli or
these.
salmonella?
They have these raw vegetarian meats. So I go there and I'm thinking it's going to be sort of something like this, like a Chicago diner type thing where they make an attempt. So I ordered the lasagna. It was basically just this like paste. Thick paste of like green and red. I don't know what vegetables they were. That was just stacked in a square, I guess, to try to look like. And it was the single most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth. I got 2 or 3 bites and I just refused.
Let me ask
I
you a
was
question though,
done.
too. Ballpark, what'd you pay for something like that?
I think that
you
I
paid
wanna-
a douche tax.
No, it was something like 12 or 14 bucks.
That's not as bad as I thought it'd be.
Still, man, for something you were like, ooh.
The only thing at that place that was halfway decent was the they had desserts. So there was, I can't remember which kind of cake it was,
I
but
think it was a raspberry galette.
yeah, and it
I like how she says, I think it was. I'm 90% sure she knew exactly.
yeah, and it was pretty decent.
That was the same guess I was going to. Raspberry galette.
I don't know what the hell a raspberry galette is,
But
but
it
yeah,
tastes straight.
yeah, but everything else, like literally. First of all, like the couple that ran it, the dude in the back was like, think of like 50-year-old hippie,
Crunchy granola guy, yeah.
white dude with like attempted dreads.
Oh, wow.
Looked like he hadn't showered in a month and a half. The restaurant
use some
itself,
paste.
the restaurant itself had such a foul stench I couldn't stand it.
Wow.
Like I was starting to gag by the time
Like a
we left.
BO whiff or
No, just like,
Like
a.
a-
Like more curry.
like dirt?
Have you ever have you ever been around someone that's done like a vegetarian smoothie and they just put a whole bunch of veggies together in a blender and shoot it, and that just weird
Those people aren't in my life.
well no a weird combination of vegetables all at one time plus like a faint musty smell to go on top. It was I'm sitting there like yeah no, it was that one was a major fail.
So now are you, well, I guess, Abby, are you like a smoothie type person? Do you do like a lot of that stuff too? Or?
Yeah, I do the smoothies. I've got a blend tech. Do the spinach ones mostly. They're not that bad. They're not.
I'm mostly hillbilly. And I love
98%
98.9% hillbilly. And I love a lot of vegetables. And when I go to Bill's and Abby's house, I see a lot of kale and stuff in there. And or green leafy shit of some sort. And I went home and after one of the trips there, and I thought, I'm going to try kale. I like a lot of vegetables.
That's a tough eat, man.
Kale is the
You
worst.
like-
I do not like
Your
kale at
jaw
all.
gets tired
Oh.
chewing on it,
All
man.
these
It's like
hipsters and these
lettuce.
kale
the
can
only
be-
way she's ever made it, or that I've ever had it that I didn't mind, was you put in the oven put a little olive oil on it, why not, and cook it in the oven? It makes like
That's
little
the way-
kale chips.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that made it
how-
that made it somewhat edible.
The way we made it was a little bit of oil in a frying pan. You just did it till it's soft, and you eat it. And I was like, oh! I felt like Popeye.
So-
Eating spinach.
Do you typically like shop at Whole Foods and stuff like that?
Whole Foods is so expensive that no, we don't usually shop.
So is there like a local gig that you typically shop at
Yeah,
over
it's-
in Chicago?
It's called the Garden Fresh Market.
Garden Fresh Market. Wow. How much of this stuff do you throw out a week? And be honest.
More than I probably should.
Yeah, dude. Because we buy produce, we
Well,
throw
it's
out
a
like
lot
half
of
of that
work.
crap, dude.
It
It's a
is.
ton
That's
of work.
the thing, and you can't buy. Remember back in the day, we used to talk about how someone would make a killing if they could ever mass produce, like individuals for single people, individual.
McNeil's.
Yeah. But try buying produce for
Like a person.
or for a meal.
Yeah.
Even if you're good
Or
and like you go Sunday and go shopping, by Wednesday most of that stuff's mushy
Dude,
and gross.
it's rough, man.
So it's like
It's
you gotta
rough.
eat it fast.
Yeah.
Do like a good squash.
So, good squash. How are you on squash, Abby? What are
I'm okay with squash, and they usually have a shelf life of about 2 to 3 months. So you're probably
Oh,
good
look
with
at that.
nice.
That's a
We
good one.
leave
You
it
just
on
have a
the
nice
counter.
butternut and leave it there.
like a good butternut.
So, you're saying that avoid the, what was the name of the, or
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone, and then the good place is Chicago Diner is what
Yeah.
you're a big fan.
Anything that has the word raw involved with it, run.
Run for the hills, huh?
yeah. So the next question would be, how was it? Because now this is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So how was everyone's Thanksgiving? And Abby, do you eat the turkey?
I do not eat the turkey.
Oh man, do you eat the green bean casserole?
I do not eat the green bean
We
casserole.
don't have green bean casserole.
No? What kind of Caucasians are you?
Every Caucasian.
We're Caucasians that don't eat green bean casserole.
What the hell?
So what was
I've
the
never, I don't
Thanksgiving
think I've
meal?
ever even seen green bean casserole.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's basically mushroom soup, green beans, and a bunch of crunchy onions on top of it.
Yes,
I think it's terrible, but it's at every
Sounds-
Caucasian
that sounds-
Thanksgiving.
That sounds disgusting.
it's pretty good.
Now,
I
let me
like
ask the
it.
question. Stuffing in or out of the bird? Or dressing in or out of the bird?
100% butt stuffing.
Butt
All about
stuff.
it.
What do you mean, butt
We
stuffing?
call it, we
Bill
call it
went
butt
to a
stuffing.
weird area.
we call it butt stuffing. It's
Oh,
from the
wow.
bird.
Oh, okay.
Wow, okay.
And BBS salmonella.
So what was on Abby's plate for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what do you do?
Dry non-butt stuffing, if you will, and mashed potatoes.
I don't know. I'm looking at BB. There's a lot
Side
of butt
dishes.
stuffing. No.
Broccoli. What else did we have? I don't. Crescent rolls.
Crescent roll. So you just pick your way
What
around.
about
as
cranberries?
much as you
Was there
can.
cranberries?
There was cranberry sauce.
I didn't have cranberries at Dad's house. Did he put them out? I don't think he did.
I was at work.
Oh, yeah, you weren't there.
I
Also
missed
nasty.
Thanksgiving.
Cranberries are nasty?
I
No,
can't stand cranberries.
Oh, I could open a can and just eat them right now.
The jelly
yeah.
cranberries still
Big
formed
old-
like the can.
I like kind of the chunks in it, too. The cranberries are good. Abby, are you yes or no on cranberries?
I'm pro cranberry.
Yeah,
Oh, there you
That's like
go.
the
Yeah.
spam of fruit.
we got good bladders.
So what's on a BV plate? You're awfully
I-
opinionated
I-
here.
Well, turkey, mashed
He eats
potatoes.
half the turkey.
Turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, corn,
Butt
and
stuffing.
rolls. Yeah, butt stuffing. Yeah. Yeah, out of the bird. It's the only way
Do
to
you guys
do
get
it.
like cheesy potatoes at the Lockhart home?
No. Matt, I'm very particular about my mashed potatoes. All right.
So is he.
They have.
I like
they-
fakies.
They
I really
have
do.
to. Be,
I
well, my
love
mom
powder.
is the only one I've ever been around that makes legit mashed potatoes, like not instant, with no lumps. I cannot stand lumps in mashed potatoes. Wow. My mom makes perfect.
Funny because
mashed
he's one
potatoes.
big lump. That's what's hilarious. To me. Eating your own kind.
That just means that there are enough lumps at my table that I don't need any more. And
Okay.
by the
Now-
way,
now-
that's for you.
The $1,000 question was, though, was there NFL football at the
Yes.
BB Thanksgiving?
Because I know.
No.
Tell the story. So
Yeah.
give us a story
No,
of what
all right,
last
so-
Thanksgiving was.
Okay. Well, last year was a little bit of a contentious situation based on.
You guys always come in here for Thanksgiving.
We do.
Right? It's
I
Thanksgiving
always
here,
do
Christmas
Thanksgiving.
with her family.
Yeah.
Is that how that works? Because her family's in Chicago.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So no. So my stepfather has decided that the whole movement started by Colin Kaepernick both insults the troops and should be outlawed because it's in the workplace. You much like many people's parents, you really can't have a substantive discussion or argument about political or any other issues.
Especially over the holidays.
Yeah. So, no, there was no NFL last year. There was no NFL this year. I made the determination this year that for me it's basically a no-win. If we didn't show up, my mother would get really upset. I'd be blamed for messing up the whole family stuff.
So wait,
It'd be
you're
my
telling
fault.
me you got no NFL?
No NFL.
How much data did you
Oh
use
my
on your phone?
God.
It was horrible.
You were watching on your phone, weren't you?
So he is still standing.
Hey, no NFL.
Because you made an ultimatum last Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
right?
I said that if we didn't have NFL this year, I wasn't coming.
And
then
to,
when it
to
came
keep
down-
the peace amongst the
Yeah, I
family,
said
you
it was-
sucked it up.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. It's one of those things that if
Isn't
if
that
you don't,
subject about dead? Why is he still sticking to it?
I don't know the answer to that.
Was he in the military?
No,
All right.
So he's an air breather.
no.
What's an air breather?
That's like those people who don't serve. Like people who served call like non-serving people like air breathers. Like
so you don't breathe air in the military?
No, that's listen. They
lives
earned
and
their
breathes.
air.
on-
You did.
Lives and breathes on the very freedom I provide, and it
Oh,
questions the
man.
manner in which.
Wow.
No, so yeah, it was. But it's one of those things that it'll. You know, if it messed up the family dynamic, I would be the one responsible for it.
Wow.
It doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong. You just, you can't win with parents in that situation.
Yeah, that's
so.
tough though, man. I thought for
Make
sure
my
this
mom
year you were like,
make my
you
mom
relented.
cry. Well,
He's sticking to it.
yep.
One thing you say about John, he's dedicated.
Now, what we did, however, though, is we left much earlier than normal because I went back to the hotel and watched the Saints Falcons. Well, no, I mean, if I'm only, it worked out, right? If I could only see one game, that was going to be the game to see. But
Wow.
yeah, it was not good. We watched. We played Wii bowling. Wii bowl. Yeah, that's
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
Who won?
Why? I'd never really played it before.
What's that scoreboard?
Went back and forth between
What was those
between
scores,
the
Andy?
parents.
What'd you bowl?
BV sounds like he lost all Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
No,
Andy,
well,
were you over 100?
we didn't play that many games. I caught on pretty quick.
Retired from the Wii bowling.
Yeah, I just
Did it wipe you
Still
out?
nursing an injury. Back off.
I didn't really play Wii. I mean,
So, what
when it
would
was-
he
when it
have
was
done
fresh.
if you had grabbed a remote and like flipped it on? Would he like lose his shit on you?
I'm sure he would have made some commentary or something. He would have,
So you didn't even want to broach it. You just like let it alone.
There's really no point.
You didn't watch your phone?
No.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Wow,
Wow, that's good.
I checked
control.
scores.
that's great.
I checked scores and stuff, but I didn't turn it on and start watching it.
So, for our Thanksgiving, everyone's there except for one poor schmuck that works in the house in the hotel industry.
Yeah. So
And during the Thanksgiving, everyone was always worried about the retail workers. What about the hotel workers?
yeah,
Charles?
see,
That's what I'm
so
saying.
for years now, like people are so upset because all these like retail shops are opening, and what about these poor families that don't like their relatives have to work and stuff? I've worked in hotels 20 years. I've had to work. Steve can tell you, I've had to work a ton of holidays. Yet no one's pouring it out for hotel workers, hospital workers, police officers,
Firefighters.
Yeah, but if you work at like Marshalls, they feel bad for you. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand.
People don't really care about the retail workers. They just say they care about the retail
Yeah, I
workers.
guess.
I go on the
don't
record.
know,
I don't care
man.
about the retail workers.
And, like I said, like it's just part. Like you couldn't just like close a hotel down on a holiday. You can't just say everybody out. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that one of the like people are just up in arms. The fact that Josh has got to go to work at a Best Buy, but meanwhile, like there's 3 shifts of people at all these hotels and hospitals, and no one cares about them. So I just thought it was funny.
Now, what is the assigned task?
Yeah, so a while ago, I had asked BV, like, why is Steve, so Steve's dream guest is Kevin Sorbo, and you were supposed to work.
I was?
You were here when
Oh,
we
I forgot
discussed
about
Steve's
that.
dream
I don't
guest.
recall being assigned the task of procuring Kevin Sorbo. All right?
So where are you at?
I'm not 100% sure I remember who Kevin Sorbo is.
First of all, he's an American treasure. He's
Would
the
I
star of Hercules.
recognize him if I saw him on TV? Maybe. What was he in again?
Dude, first of all, Steve is right next to you. He is pissed right now. The Hercules TV show on WGN that he watches all the time.
I don't watch Hercules.
So
We're
I'm
talking
gonna,
like.
next time we check in with you, BB,
Are we talking about like
need-
Hercules or Hercules? I mean,
Bill also had another task.
Yeah.
The Amazon store.
Did
It
you
was-
go?
I have not been there yet. No.
Man. We're gonna get the lowdown 2022.
What the hell, BB? You got one
Well,
for
they're
free.
only- they're-
you
they're
didn't bring the whiskey.
They're
so-
only open during certain hours. I haven't been able to get there during
What
work
is it?
hours.
What is it? Really tight or something like that?
I think it closes. Well, the majority of the loop closes basically when business closes.
Okay, so 5,
6 o'clock at the latest. Yeah,
Oh man,
I will
we're
get
gonna have to
there.
send Abby. It's the only way we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Abby doesn't go downtown.
Well, she's gonna have to go down. She doesn't. It sounds like some problems.
Hello. So again,
So we've learned Abby does not go downtown.
let's check the scoreboard. So BV was supposed to work on Kevin Sorbo. He didn't do that.
No, Kevin. Sorry.
He was supposed to go to the Amazon Go store. He didn't do that.
Nah, I didn't do that.
He at least scored us some proper 12 whiskey.
Which is a good segue into our taste test.
Yeah, so
I'd like to mention I'm a guest here. Why should I have responsibility?
first of all,
I didn't ask. I never asked to be on the podcast.
Listen,
all right?
Abby's the guest. You're just part of the crew.
I've been trying for a while now. So Conor McGregor released his proper 12 whiskey, named after the area of Ireland that he was raised in.
And
Apparently.
only in the area of Chicago, because it's nowhere in Michigan.
Yeah, you cannot find this stuff anywhere. So BV, being a resident of Chicago, he lives down the street actually
Here, let me show the bottle.
from a really nice liquor store. What's the name? Binny's?
That
or?
wasn't where we got it.
Oh, well, then I don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, there was a place called Malloy's Finest, which is a more
Upscale?
I don't know if it's upscale, but it's smaller. It's a little bit more. I didn't check Benny's.
No,
I found
okay.
it at the first place I asked, and they had their website showed that they had a certain number in stock.
Okay.
I went into the store on the way home from work one night, and asked about it, and they said, "Well, let's go look at the the shelving." I said, "I just went to the shelf. I didn't see it there." Alphabetically, I went through. It's not there. They ended up going into the back, and literally, of all the bottles they had, that was the only one that was not being held for somebody else that already requested it.
So this is the only one.
The only one they
wow.
could release. Yeah.
So BV pulled a rabbit out of his hat.
Yeah, because we could not find it here. We tried for 2 days.
Yeah, nothing.
And I've heard, and they warned me about it at the store, and little I looked about it, I looked up online. It's gotten really poor reviews.
Who cares? This is
I'm
Conor
just saying.
McGregor's Irish whiskey.
You get to punch Mayweather in the
Yeah,
face.
dude, you can put a hole in someone's skull with this. What is wrong?
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, it could be the worst tasting swill ever.
It's going to be
This is
terrible.
from a proper Irishman.
Are you
How
guys
dare
Irish? Are you guys whiskey drinkers?
Not at all.
all the time.
I still can't wrap
disgusting.
my head around the idea that you actually drink now.
I barely do.
Well, I mean,
and it's disgusting.
for decades you were extremely adamant against the practice. So
Yes, and then I had a kid, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah,
I can see how that might
We all start out with certain, tough
So
rules.
we're going to compare this to George Clooney's tequila. I should have brought that for Bill and Abby to try.
So we had the Casamigas. It burned, man.
Whoa.
Abby's looking at me like this lightweight.
It
pan.
all three of us are lightweights.
It was the Blanco, though, right?
It was Blanco.
I don't
it was
think
not
she.
Reposado.
I don't think Abby drinks Reposado.
Oh.
Actually, the one tequila I like is can't even say it, but yes.
Reposado?
Yes.
How dare you. So I'm gonna pour this. Abby, what's your favorite? I know you like a distilled spirit. What is Abby all about? What do you?
I like Santo Años tequila. If I'm drinking whiskey, I like Jameson.
That's the name of Bert's cat.
Let's see. Yeah.
So when you drink tequila, is there something you're supposed to drink with it? Is just tequila just straight, or is it supposed to be like in a mixed drink?
I prefer the mixed drinks.
The mixed drinks, yeah. There was a couple shots of tequila last time, and it was like, woo.
It was so burning.
Tequila is nasty.
This is
I don't
just
know.
going to be like drinking fuel.
I
What
do
are you
not-
talking about?
Well, you know what though? Irish whiskey, at least wiki. No, my experience with Irish whiskey is that it's been much smoother than your standard whiskey. Of course, I've really only had Jameson, which is pretty smooth.
Oh my god, that's a.
You don't gotta drink the whole thing.
It's a free sample. Pour half mine back in the bottle.
So what does it smell like? Does it smell like alcohol? Does it smell?
It smells like 7-Eleven gas station.
So you don't shoot it, but you put it in a glass without ice.
Do you want me to go get some
No,
ice? I'm
that's
sorry,
fine.
I'm
This
calling
is
me
fine.
an animal or something.
It's
I don't
fine.
know what to do.
Usually you either just shoot it or let's give it a shot. Oh, now? Okay.
Oh, it tastes so burny.
I've had worse.
Smells like
What'd you say, Bill?
I've had worse.
Yeah.
And what is Abby's thoughts on it?
I'm in agreement with Bill. It's not terrible, but it's not the best I've ever had either.
Yeah.
Why does it have to burn? I
would call
That's
it
the
pretty average, but that's better than I
So
expected.
what are you a drinker of? What's a distilled spirit?
Well,
beer?
I don't drink a lot either. I do enjoy cognac. For that, I drink Remy Martin. If I'm going to
such
drink
a
whiskey,
lightweight.
I'll drink Jameson typically, which is another Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink that much though.
Now what we have? Oh, this is rough.
Put hair in your
Just
chest.
so people know, we're recording this while the Notre Dame game is starting up with versus USC tonight. So if we're a little distracted, we're going to keep it on. We're going to keep it muted in the studio so we can get some updates throughout the broadcast.
I totally missed the USC touchdown here too. So
Yeah. Oh.
USC's up 7-0.
7-0 USC. I'm
Notre Dame
always
hasn't
worried
let us-
about this rivalry stuff.
All right.
I don't think
yeah.
Abby's into it at all. You can say it's disgusting and hand BB back the glass.
She doesn't look too
Well, this-
excited about it.
We're going to
This is
test
just
it. We
a
might as
lot
well
of
finish
whiskey.
it, right?
I mean, I'm trying, BB.
You got
Am I
it.
the first one to drink it?
You're an animal.
You know, you might. You done? You might actually find that just downing it's probably just get over with.
That's
That
what
may
I
be
always
the most
do.
Bernie, though.
Yeah, well, my chest is on fire, but it went down.
I mean, this is probably what a
For
double
the
shot. at
record,
this point?
Steve's first.
I don't know what this is. This is
I don't know how to pour anything,
I guess this
Abby.
is-
Quit breaking my ball.
Well, I think it's usually.
Listen, Rook, pour your hooch better next time.
No.
I think when you put it in this kind of glass, it's usually one finger or two fingers, but I could be wrong.
That's two. Is that
Dude.
2 fingers?
Yeah.
After this podcast, you go and you watch Cocktail immediately, and you don't pour another drink till you watch it 3 times.
Oh my god.
Ooh, just guzzle it, Charles. Do it right now.
So here's the. I would be on the floor.
Fill the cup up
the
halfway
thing.
and guzzle it.
I don't pretend to know any. BB got through his. He did some work.
Yeah.
So I've had Makers. I've had Glenmorangie. Is that
What?
something?
I think that's.
Is that Scotch?
I think that's a Scotch.
BB's dying over there.
It was a little rough.
The worst
Well, I
part-
downed it, so it was, I took what was left and just.
I mean, that is.
That's like last week. They were nibbling on that Twinkie. I just freaked them out.
I
kinda-
wish I could comment and know about. I don't know anything about this. It burns.
It tastes like every other
I love
liquor I've
Conor
ever had.
McGregor.
I don't know.
man.
So you're not going to sit up at night, watch the UFC, and guzzle some Conor McGregor?
God, he's an
hooch?
animal too. I don't know what he's doing.
Ah, man.
Were you upset about that fight?
Him versus Khabib?
Yeah.
No, I mean, the thing is, what I like about Conor McGregor is he's a great mouthpiece and he's very entertaining to watch. But at the same time, he's very honest about his performances. He's not. He's under no delusion. He's not like a Floyd Mayweather who's still trying to constantly. So, like, he still had a great thought on how that fight went, and he broke down every round and stuff. I just think it's fantastic. I just think he's one of the most entertaining fighters to watch right now.
Do you think his the high part of his career is over though?
I think that the difference between MMA and boxing is you just can't remain on top forever. Like MMA will expose your flaws so
Most
quickly.
people can't do it in boxing either.
Well,
so, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but you
No,
can play
gotcha.
pity pat for 12 rounds or whatever it is. That
Side note, November 24th, which is today, right? There's a pay-per-view of Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if I want to see that. I'll be honest
You
with
ever
you.
want to watch two drunk uncles beat the crap out of each
That
other?
was like. Did you
Pretty much
see?
what it
I know
is.
you follow MMA pretty well.
I do enjoy it.
Did
yeah.
you see any of the last couple?
I don't enjoy this.
You are. Come on, guzzle that.
Any
and
of the
then
last
fill it
couple-
up again.
There's no way.
Fill it to the rim and guzzle it.
Out of your mind.
Well,
I'm telling you, man.
yeah. Did you see?
cinnamon,
I can't do
cinnamon whiskey.
Did you see any of the
best.
last couple Ken Shamrock fights?
No,
Like
I
the-
didn't.
like the
Is he
Machida-
doing Bellator stuff?
No, this was a
or-
couple of years ago now. He did Bellator. And his last fight I saw him with was Lyoto Machida. And, and basically he got the hell kicked out of him for a few rounds, and then I think he took a kick in the arm that broke his forearm,
Okay.
and that was it. But it was one of those things like he was like pushing 50 or he was at 50.
Yeah, well-
and it's one of those things where you just it just was
A lot of these
He
guys
wasn't-
can't turn it off, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you know for a living. Retiring is one of the hardest things for the... I mean, look at boxers. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I'm a little curious why Liddell came back, because he seemed
money,
to be,
he's got bills to pay.
He seemed to be pretty.
I mean,
He
let's
seemed to be
honest.
pretty comfortable with retirement.
Oh, my God.
Because if there's someone
is
who
your
probably
problem?
shouldn't take another
I'm
shot to the head,
vomit
it's
right
him.
now.
Did Abby drink all hers?
I did not.
Oh man, she passed the cup back. She doesn't want it.
I mean, you don't have to finish it, Abby. If you're not into it, I'm not a whiskey drinker. I'm going to give it a thumbs down, but I'm going to give Conor McGregor a big thumbs up. I will proudly display it here in the studio.
Can you do like a thumbs neutral?
Yeah, in the middle. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I bet it'd be fine mixed with like Coke or Diet Coke. Or
I'm sure that Irishman would find you and stab
I
you in the
know.
heart. if
I
you
would-
said
I mean,
you'd mix
I
it
wouldn't
with
buy
Coke.
it again. But
I'd put Lucky Charms in it and drink it.
Oh man! So, yeah, this is
the marshmallows make it.
Yeah, the marshmallows. With
I
the
wish I
whiskey.
could come up with a better review right now, other than it burns like hell, and I do not like whiskey.
I don't think it's more powerful than any other whiskey.
No.
So if,
Aftertaste
so
is
if
the
that
problem.
if that burns your mouth, then any whiskey's probably going to burn your mouth.
But here's the thing: I don't think you should jump through all the hoops to find the Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
If you
I
really
wouldn't
want to drink
search it
whiskey, yeah, I think that's the
Try it.
the
You saw
moral
this
of the
story, thought it was
I
funny.
appreciate BB's effort. 1 for 3.
Well, it wasn't
Work
particularly.
on Sorbo.
It wasn't particularly cheap either. I mean, as far as whiskey, it wasn't expensive, but it wasn't.
It's $25 a bottle, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think
Yeah.
I paid 24.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, but that's about what you pay for Jameson, which is.
Is it really? I thought Jameson was.
They
way
might
more
be
than
a
that.
$1 or $2 more.
There's all these like different like levels.
But I
to
think
a lot
for
of
Irish
whiskeys,
whiskey,
too.
for mass-produced Irish whiskey, I think that's probably the
Well, you know
probably the bar.
what goes good with whiskey? Vegetarian white coffee. And so right now,
wow.
Charles is pulling up. We got a new app now. What
Yeah.
was the one we tried with Bob?
So we did the Uber Eats app with Bob.
That was awesome, by the way.
And it worked out really well. I do have to say that was a top-notch delivery system and everything.
yes, and
And
a
it-
poor homeless man brought the burger.
Yeah, he pulled up and it gave me a picture of him and everything like that. It was amazing, actually. So today we're gonna try another. Magoo is in studio and he's a little stinky.
Well, that was worse than the whiskey.
Today,
Well played,
we're-
sir. Well played.
Today we're gonna try DoorDash. Now DoorDash, it looks, as far as I can tell,
Not Jordash.
Good boy.
DoorDash.
Okay, just making sure.
So it gives me a romaine lettuce recall right as I jump.
Oh,
as I,
man.
crank up the app here.
That's what we should do next week. We're gonna have roulette romaine lettuce challenge. We're all just gonna eat bags of romaine till one of us vomits.
Who's the guest next week?
I don't know.
So,
Bill's back next
now-
week.
That's
here-
not going to be me.
So here's the one thing I can tell you. So we talked about delivery fees that they kind of bounced. When you signed up for this DoorDash for the first month, it's only going to charge me $1 delivery no matter what I buy, as long as I buy
All right.
$10. And I don't know how you do less than $10 at any place anymore. So when I'm looking at the list here, they've got Applebee's Blaze Pizza for my daughter.
Oh,
They-
Blaze Pizza sucks.
They got,
Sorry, Lorna.
They got Burger King, Subway, Chipotle. Nothing that Abby wants to eat. She's over there like, I don't know what he's talking about. You
We
probably like
talked about Burger
Chipotle.
King, Chipotle. All of
Burger
them
King
have veggie.
has veggie burgers.
Really? I did not know that.
Not the
They
one by
do.
here, but
Oh, it depends on
They
the
were
market
out.
you're in or something like that.
We went to the one on 7 Mile last
Yeah,
night.
you
It was
can
out.
get Benihana delivered. But on this app now...
Benihana delivered?
Yeah. Get that fried rice, boy. Tear that up. So they offer White Castle. Now, we talked about... We're going to get some Impossible burgers here. Those are the ones that are made out of the wheat meat, as BB called it.
Satan.
Yeah, so let's do this here.
Everybody like their burger with everything on it, or does anybody?
It just comes one way.
What do you mean?
So-
I mean, you could get it with no cheese. I think if you wanted to.
Do you want yours no cheese?
No, I'm okay with cheese.
Oh, okay. I want to
I've
make
been-
sure. I'm trying to...
I appreciate
this
it.
this is not new to us. We've
So-
had it a
it's
number
new to
of
me.
times
I've never
already.
had it.
I know, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
the DoorDash stuff we're trying to do.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
No, you might as well get it with
so
cheese.
to Steve's point, now they offer the veggie slider for $1 or the Impossible slider, which is the wheat meat, as we talked about.
I'll go with the
That's-
Impossible.
the
slider.
Impossible's
Let's
$1.99.
get everything on it.
How many do you guys want? BB, how many you want?
I just have one.
You just want one? Jeez, Abby, you want a couple?
One's good.
Oh, come on. Steve wants 3.
But what if I don't like? I'll take 1 and 2 regular sliders.
Okay, so let's get 4. And does anyone else want anything from White Castle while we're doing this on
about him?
DoorDash?
Does he want a slider?
You know what? Can you order a large Diet Coke, please?
A large Diet Coke. He's as bad as you are.
What?
I don't even know. So let's. It looks like it's set up just like Uber Eats.
No. I
right.
drink Diet Pop because that's
He
what
has
I
since
grew
he was
up
a
with,
kid, yeah.
and so I'm used to the taste.
Oh yeah.
Now, if they had Faygo, I'd get a red pop
So
because that's tasty.
It's
but
allowing me to add a soft drink here.
large,
Large Diet Coke. Add it to the cart.
some Sprizite.
All right. Do you want a large Diet Coke as well? No, Steve's ready to go. Can
I'll just drink whiskey with it.
Yeah, give him another glass.
Yeah. So
He's
we
gonna
got
enjoy it.
everything now. It basically. Does anyone?
He wants more.
Fingers.
Okay.
Do we need to call Michelle and have her come pick you up?
Well, the good thing is you don't got to drive very far.
I mean, we can drop you off. No, we can't.
What are we talking about?
If I drink too much whiskey.
Oh.
2 glasses of whiskey would be fine.
So we're gonna go ahead and order this Castles here.
Castles and whiskey. There's nothing.
No, we
going
haven't
on
used
there.
DoorDash yet, but when we've looked at it online, and typically the times have been kind of high.
Yeah, they definitely look. They're like 52 minutes is what we're gonna be through this podcast. by the time.
52 minutes.
But then again, at the rate that we go, it's probably gonna take us.
You
a
guys,
little-
at this point, you guys almost never go under an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean,
we talk too much.
we got you babble.
Ooh. That's
So
not good.
let me go ahead and order these here. We're gonna work our way through this. We're gonna get 4 of these impossible sliders. Get those. Put those.
While
in
you're
our
doing
cart.
that quick update, USC just fumbled and Notre Dame recovered.
Okay.
Brian tuned in. By the way, Brian, good luck. Happy OSU domination day.
Yeah. So all total, it's $10 for the food, and they're charging me $1 because I'm new to this thing
Oh
here.
man, $11
It's got me coming to May Street here. It's already offering the tip, which is a little weird. Why would I tip
before it gets here.
before I get here? That's a little weird.
Very
So
generous.
Have you
I picked
have
up
you
a
ever
pizza.
ordered delivery from Jimmy John's?
no.
Because they do the same thing.
Well, it doesn't make sense why I would tip before. So, like Uber
I-
Eats, I was able to kick the guy a couple dollars based on his performance.
Yeah, I don't think with the Jimmy John's that we've used, at least there's the ability to. They won't come to you with a receipt to sign,
Okay.
so you kind of have to put it ahead of time.
So I guess I'm going to put $3 and we're going to place this order. I'm sure someone online is calling me a cheap ass for not tipping the guy more, but what do I
You
know?
said Brian's on.
32
Yes.
to 42 minutes.
Yeah, this is for all the Wigginton other than Gabe. Since Michigan ain't got no heart, with any luck, you guys can get your ass kicked by Alabama in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
And has anyone checked on Gabe? He was on suicide watch
Yeah, seriously.
after Michigan got destroyed. Please
So-
check on Gabriel.
So before he corrects something that I say about football, roll Tide.
So we have a 9:20 p.m. arrival on this castle. So to be these
What time
point,
is it now?
it's 8:38. That's a long time, man.
Uber Eats was quicker. I'll say that much.
That's a little crazy, but I just got a text message from White Castle confirming our order. So
Oh man.
we'll take a look and we'll see how long it takes.
They're high
So
tech now.
It's going to take a little bit. So that's our
Well, there's a
DoorDash
delay on
order,
that,
and I'm going
man.
to get
I just-
Steve another drink here.
Okay.
That's why it's hard to
Yeah, get
talk
the,
to people while it goes. Anyways, so while we wait for that, let's talk about some movies and some golf that happened this weekend. First up, of course, Steve had to squeak in a movie Thanksgiving morning with his wife and kid. And I went and saw Wreck-It Ralph 2.
No more?
Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Destroys the Internet.
Oh, wait. I'll just take hers. We're good.
All right, so...
Playing bartender. It's fun.
Salud.
Yes. And I have to say, it was a cute movie. Did anyone here see the first one?
So I had an issue with the first one.
Oh,
So
Charles had an issue.
Well, so here's the problem. Like, you wanted it to be all about video games and all that kind of stuff, which initially it was. Like, it had some cool things and all. But then they got like, oh, BB's not feeling the whiskey still. Second glass, he's not into it. So they got caught up in, like, her trying to win this race for, like, 2/3 of the film, and it just totally bummed me out. I don't know. I thought that the video game stuff was pretty ingenious, but it was kind of... It was a little too few and far between for me.
Yeah. Bill or Abby, do you, when you guys see Wreck-It Ralph or know what we're even talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Have not seen it.
No.
Ditto.
Ditto. Yeah, the second one is okay, but a lot of the characters from the first one aren't in the second one, or they're in it very briefly.
So basically, who comes back? Ralph herself, or Ralph himself?
Ralph and the girl.
Did the
Penelope.
what's his nuts? The little guy come back from the game, the first game, the with the blue suspenders.
He's in it, but he's like in the background.
Okay.
Him and the girl are still married and stuff like that. And
Say what you said, BB. It's not good.
It's not good.
Okay. BB second glass. He's pulling out a proper 12.
yeah, he said he's done. Yeah, just whatever. Yeah. But I mean, it was all right.
Grey Cup Sunday.
There's a great section in the middle of the movie where Ralph makes a bunch of viral videos for like a YouTube. That's the only thing that's annoying. Everything's like, instead of YouTube, it's BuzzTube. Instead of Google,
They couldn't get anything licensed.
They're in it, but they didn't use them. If that makes any sense.
So you see it in the background?
Yeah. Like they'll be like, oh, there's goggles, and it was Google and stuff like that because they made their own version so they could sell the figures. Like BuzzTube has this character that's named Yes or something.
So they want that toy tie.
Yeah, you can't sell it. You can't sell a YouTube character.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why they did that. So yeah, the internet stuff's in there, and the one really big one, eBay. eBay is really huge in that movie.
Okay.
So I don't know if
Does
eBay floated.
is it eBay proper? Or is it
Yeah,
like
it's eBay
Sellbay
proper.
or-
No, it's eBay proper. So that one was kind of weird. That was the only one they used. The rest of them kind of just generic. Like Facebook and Twitter and Google are all in there. But like Twitter was kind of funny. It's just a giant tree where little birds land, and then like the tweets come out of their mouths and stuff. That was kind of funny. So it was clever.
I love John C. Reilly. I do.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of his. I think he's a funny dude, man, and he's got a hilarious way about him.
But it wasn't even as funny as the first one. It was just kind of okay.
Now, is this a Pixar movie at this point?
No, it's
or-
Walt Disney.
Oh, okay.
And there's a big scene with the Disney princesses where it's like, Vanellope, the girl, she wears like a sweat coat and just pants.
Because she's Sarah Silverman. She's insanely hot, but she wants to play it down.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
drives me nuts.
Well,
I hate you, Sarah Silverman.
Oh, okay, there you go. But this,
No one
so
likes Sarah
so
Silverman.
Vanellope shows up with all the princesses, and of course all the princesses are in old school dresses with the bustiers and and then of course they realize they could be comfortable just like this girl.
Oh.
So they all switch to sweatshirts.
Because Sarah
and sweatpants.
Silverman does it right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shut
So
up.
that was the big thing about that, and it was kind of funny, and they were in it. But it was, I don't know, it was okay. If you haven't seen the first one, don't go rush out to see the second one. See the first one first. 7 out of 10, I would say. Holly really liked it a lot more than I did. But
She loves everything Disney animation.
oh
now.
my daughter should have a birthmark with Disney's castle on it. Bill's
tap-
having a heart attack.
I'm tapping out on that one.
It's
It's just not.
I thought you were Fred
It
Sanford.
was it was fine at first, but it's not good.
Oh, man.
I changed my
It's a straight
two
up thumbs down.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So there's that one. Now the other big news from Disney this week was there's a Lion King trailer on the internet right now.
Yeah, I thought it looked awesome. I don't even.
Either one of you two happen to catch it?
No.
It looks like real animals.
So Jon Favreau's directing this
Yeah.
movie. It's got a lot of good names for voicing. It had James Earl Jones in the trailer and stuff. I thought it looked great. I don't know. You know,
It looks
what I
like
mean?
live action animals. The CG on it's perfect almost.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where the CG for Beauty and the Beast, the little creepy characters look creepy.
yeah,
Here they look kind of real.
like an amazing zoo.
Did you guys see the Jungle Book that came out? A live action one?
No.
No.
Will there be Mufasa?
Yes.
Yes.
And James Earl Jones will be the
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
as Mufasa?
Yeah.
he was in voiceover for the trailer and stuff. It
Seth
looked
Rogen
great.
is Pumbaa.
Yeah.
And so-
Who's Timon?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I only know Mufasa.
And then
Pumbaa
Don-
was the big fat
I never saw Lion
warthog.
King.
Yeah,
You
and
never
then
saw
Donald
Abby,
Glover.
did you see Lion King?
Like the original? Yeah.
Yeah, the animated one. Okay, so at least we're somebody.
I thought it looked great, Steve. I'm
Bill,
with
I
you.
know knows.
Do you just like troll trailers or something? I mean,
Yes, all
No,
the time.
well, it was on TV.
Actually,
Oh,
Charles
okay,
posted
'cause
this
I mean,
one.
he-
I did.
there is no movie that comes out that you haven't seen a trailer for. Or,
Well, in Wreck-It Ralph, the Lion King trailer's in front of it. So.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's a
I
big,
caught it on TV.
and there's a
That's how I
Toy
saw
Story 4 trailer in front of Wreck-It Ralph as well.
it. Yeah, and that's going to be a big
Toy
big
Story
release.
4?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were.
This one's called Toy Story 4 Cash Grab.
Cashing
Yeah.
in.
We're gonna make a really crappy movie, but you'll still pay for it.
Yeah,
because-
my daughter would make me go. I'll probably see it even if I didn't have a daughter. So now the other big event this weekend that I forgot about totally. Bill, tell us about the Tiger Woods Phil Mickelson pay-per-view. how much it cost.
It was $20 to rent.
Yeah,
this.
it was
a
$20 to rent it.
$9 million purse.
Yeah, they played at a course in Vegas. Yeah, and it was $9 million. I guess they had other kind of side bets too. Match play, which I don't know if.
Hold on a second. I don't want to interrupt you, BV.
Sure.
We have a driver. Andrea L. is coming. She's our dasher.
She'll
be here in Dashers. She'll be here in 20 to 26 minutes.
Wow. All right.
So,
Couldn't they call them commies?
That's much earlier than originally. That would have
Rudolph's?
us right at about 5 to 10 after 9.
Yeah. So anyway.
So
I'm sorry. So
I don't know if you're familiar, Steve, with the match play.
Well, they were taking holes,
format.
right? Yeah.
Match play in golf. In a golf tournament, you just go like the total number of strokes under par, whatever wins. In this case, what you do is you play hole by hole. Whoever gets
one
the best
up,
score,
one down.
yeah, whoever gets the best
hole.
score on a hole wins a hole. If they get the same score, they halve it and they move on. Well, apparently they went through 18 tied, and they went all the way
22.
through the 22nd hole before Mickelson ended up winning the 22nd hole. And I only know this from SportsCenter last night.
So how many hours is this event?
A 22-hole match would probably be about 5 to 5.5 hours.
Closer to 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
they
guess
tried
you
to
get your money's
spice it up,
worth.
so they did a good job.
Spice
So
it
here's
up.
what they
What, they have
did.
ring
They're
girls?
smart. Yeah, they also had Charles Barkley host it, which is smart as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's funny with his 2 cents on golf, with his weird golf shots and stuff like that. And I don't know. So there was a weird report that came out that somehow people were watching it for free, that they think that the event themselves did that in order to they couldn't just put it out without offending the golf community or something like that, because there was a what's weird about it is the $9 million wager. That's what the weird thing is to see in this event. Because
Did you watch this?
no, but I was into it, and like BV, I researched it when I knew it was going to happen and all this kind of stuff. I didn't pay the $20, but I just thought it would be something interesting to talk about, because what this shows you is this is like a small step in a very long story of, I think that wagering is going to come deeper into pro sports, is what I think. So they did this thing where they had to give it away free, or they gave it away on some level, like through Bleacher Report. Did you read that at all?
No, I didn't. But
So they were saying that somehow people were able to gain it because they couldn't just do that potentially initially, because it would offend like the PGA and the Golf Association and stuff like that.
But for most pay-per-view sporting events, I don't know about wrestling, but legitimate sporting events, if you're willing to really troll YouTube heavily, and you're willing to take the risk of getting sort of down a rabbit hole that kind of screws with things, you can get a lot of pay-per-views live streamed. You'll get the feed from, say, a foreign, yeah, or you'll get, or you'll get a feed from like a foreign country. You'll get like the Russian feed for a pay-per-view fight.
That's
So
where a
it's
lot of
not-
people have those Kindle Fire sticks.
It's not
jailbroken.
surprising that you could do that.
Well, this,
And it
I
makes
guess, was like
sense.
legit. Like when you went
Well-
to Bleacher Report, like they just put you through. It was weird.
We got to stop the podcast real quick. Holly says air pound.
Air pound, air pound, Ollie. Well, no, yeah. So but like you said, as far as I think with the changing law, I don't know if you probably have followed it at least tangentially through ESPN or whatever. That not too long ago, federal courts paved the way to legalize sports betting nationwide. Basically, any state that's willing to adopt it can do so. So, a few have done so already. I would think over time, I won't say necessarily that I would expect all 50 states to necessarily come on board, but the majority will. When they realize there's revenue to be made and other states
That's how
are
you
making
get
money.
things legalized. Like we live here in
Exactly. I mean, it's
Michigan.
sort of like, there are some, like, for example, like with the time we spent in Alabama, they don't even have a lottery. So, they take a very hardline sort of religious
don't need a
stance against that
goddamn
kind of stuff.
lottery when you got Nick
Yeah,
Saban.
but when we would go to the casino in Mississippi that's like an hour outside the state, half the people at the casino would be Alabama residents.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it's only a matter of time, and probably within the next few years, before the vast majority of the states allow some form of sports gambling, either in casinos or in other
And then the
other
Raiders,
mediums,
the
yeah.
Raiders are a big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, The Rock worked on that for at least a whole season of Ballers.
which was garbage, by the way. But yeah, well, no, and of course, you know, I mean, I don't know if you still, you used to be a big hockey fan, but you know, with the Golden Knights coming in for
and also
the
being
NHL
a decent
last year.
team too.
Yeah, I mean, they went to the NHL Finals last year. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before all that's integrated, and I think it's probably better for sports. My personal opinion is it's better for sports long term to kind of have it all out in the open, have it fully transparent, to kind of eliminate some of the dark elements to it. You know, the back.
I'm super into
office,
it. I'll be honest with you. I'm
yeah.
super into a sports book. I might lose my house.
I should stay away from it. Now, before we move on to college football, Abby, I want to ask you something, because you're the only person who really watches it. Are you caught up on The Walking Dead?
I am not.
Oh, well, okay, never mind.
Aren't you
No, I'm
basically
just kidding.
caught up?
How far behind are you right now?
I think I'm 2 episodes.
Oh, 2
Oh,
episodes.
okay, so she's right there.
Did you see
yeah.
the Rick Grimes episode?
Yes, that was the last one I saw.
the rebar
What,
stabbing?
what was your thoughts on that?
Hey, it opens up a whole universe of made-for-TV movies, right?
Yeah. I felt it was kind of lame they didn't kill him. I'll be honest. Spoilers. I always forget that.
I was sitting with her when she was watching it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I generally think the show itself is stupid.
The show's
It's-
floundering.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
floundering.
It never
really
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But it's one of those guilty pleasures where you still watch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I was disappointed that they did it. I understand why they did it, but at the same time,
I don't think they have much of a choice. I don't think that Daryl Reedus or whatever his name is, Norman Reedus can, Daryl can hold
He
them.
still barely says any lines. I'm
Yeah.
a couple episodes ahead of Abby, and they're slowly shifting to him, but he's like a drifter that lives on his own. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if Whitesnake's about to sing a song for him, but yeah.
Love ain't no stranger.
And he barely still talks. He has a dog now, and he kind of like lives on his own.
He has a dog.
Yeah, he's got
But
a
Carol
dog.
can get through to him, I'm assuming, somehow.
That's what goes see about
Wow.
the. So you're not even a
you
writer
mean,
watching.
wait,
it.
I'm
do you
back
mean
further.
do you mean Queen Carol?
Yeah. With,
Wow.
What's her weird Gandalf hair now that looks so fake? So there you go. Abby's caught up on The Walking Dead.
I don't think
We
she's-
all in
Oh,
agreement.
that's horrible.
I don't know. I might have to take it out back shooting.
They got old Yeller the Walking
I
Dead.
thought they forwarded 6 years in the future. They got Dan Fogler. I like him, and some new characters, something new. But then it's like you're watching it, toes it off.
They have a hard time, and this isn't exclusive to The Walking Dead at all, but there's a lot of shows just by their nature, by the storyline, only has so much of a shelf life before it just gets completely retreaded and
But
blown up.
you got
but they
bills to
still,
pay.
but that's the
Yeah.
thing. But of course they'll suck every. And I mean, I'm all for getting as much as you can out of things, but I mean, they just suck those things dry.
Yeah.
And that show has to be pretty close to dry at this point.
Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead is almost better than it, but at this point.
Wow.
agreed.
That's a scary.
Yeah, it is true. At least they're doing something different there. But
Hey,
that's
yeah.
a different time, different podcast.
Cross promotionals.
Me and Abby are going to sit down with Talking Dead one day and just sit there for 2 hours. So everyone will be bored and not want to listen to us. So this is the big weekend. We got some eliminations this weekend. Let's go with Abby. Abby, what's your thoughts on the Iron Bowl in Alabama rolling Auburn?
Roll Tide.
Did you watch it with Bill?
Of course I did.
Now, did you watch it or you sit there and read a book? What did you do?
I was at my in-laws' house, so I sat there and watched it.
Oh, you didn't have a book.
I played on my phone a little bit, but not a lot.
Oh man, leave that door open.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, so it was kind of competitive in the first half. Bill, what do you think after that? It just kind of fell apart for Auburn.
I think, much like last week against the Citadel, Bama decided to.
powerhouse.
Bama realized they were Bama, and then it was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's Citadel. What a joke that is. But still, whatever.
Well, I mean, they did run a triple option. That takes a little while to get adjusted to.
It's discipline. You got
Well, yeah,
discipline.
the confusing part is how they only scored 10 points in the first half against the Citadel.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's.
It is what it is.
It's
Alabama
like Wig
rolls.
said, it's Bama's world. We're all just living.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and I really expected this to be kind of a down year. I mean, I admit I'm a fan of Tua Tagovailoa, but that goes back
You did
to
not see him coming either. There's
no,
way.
I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
No, he was actually, and you're the type of person I'm sure you've either seen this or you would watch it. You ever seen the Elite 11 on ESPN?
No.
Okay, basically what it is Trent Dilfer runs this camp for like it's a.
Does he participate? Because he needs.
Well,
practice.
no, I mean it's like an invitation only camp for like the top high school senior quarterbacks in the country, and they go through a camp where they have a competition or whatnot, and
Like tagging skills and stuff.
yeah, they do, and they run them through like 7-on-7 drills where they have to lead teams down. It's like a 2 or 3 day thing. Tua was the MVP of that in his senior year in high school, and we happened to be flipping channels one night, and I stopped and saw it and saw that Tua was had committed to Alabama. So I was like, okay, I have to watch this, and he ended up being the MVP of that. They sort of play through and they play for like the one MVP, and so I knew who he was going into, and I'm not like a Wigginton, so I'm not going to front like I follow high school recruits. I don't follow high school recruiting. But so I knew who he was, and so I knew he was good. And then after the national title game last year, I knew he was good, but I had no idea it was going to be like this. I thought they just lost so many players to the NFL that this would be the one year
that had no choice.
I thought this would be the year they took a step back. I expected them to maybe win like 9 or 10 games, play in a New Year's Day Bowl, but not be in the playoff. So this just shocked the hell out of me this year.
Really? Tried to tell you. They've been like 13-0.
Think about. Okay, I recognize they've won all these titles in the last so many years, but.
Freaking Patriots fan.
No, I'm not a Patriots fan. What? But this is a completely different. Oh my God, this is a completely different team from any team that Saban's had the entire time.
Well, here it is. The first joke. Prayers for that futon just came in.
What is that?
That was Bob. Bob put that one. Screw you, Bob. At least I can show up for racquetball.
Yeah. Seriously.
All right. So, anyways, we all know Alabama's probably gonna beat everyone's ass. They won great.
Michigan took a hit.
Hey. Roll Tide roll.
Yeah. But let's talk about the big blue tears that are coming out of Ann Arbor right now.
A lot of people I worked with, man.
I thought Ohio State had a chance and could win, but I didn't see. What was the point?
62-39.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Now, I haven't lived in...
The vaunted Michigan defense.
I haven't lived in Michigan now for almost 12 years. Okay? But, spending most of my life here, I know exactly kind of over the course of the year kind of how... the sky's falling after the Notre Dame loss. They slowly build it up, and suddenly Harbaugh is
the revenge tour.
And Harbaugh's the Messiah again.
What do they have next year? Revenge tour 2.0.
Two things people need to realize about Michigan, and Michigan fans need to shut up about. First of all, Michigan has no heart whatsoever. And in the modern, we'll call it since the turn of the century, any game that's ever meant anything at all, they have completely crapped the bed and gotten rolled. Or games that they were behind 4 touchdowns and had to try some frantic comeback only to fall short. They showed up and were not ready to play this game, and they got dominated. And they should have won the game.
But I would take a different stance. I know what you're saying about, but I feel like the nation was overlooking Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's my...
Have you seen the games Ohio State's been in?
But
they gave up 298 yards to an average running back from Maryland last week.
Sure, and I understand that Maryland can play their mind out for 1 week is all I'm trying to say.
They did it against Texas.
And then before that...
Maryland beat Texas.
Okay, so they had a relatively decent win against Michigan State.
I'm just saying, Ohio... I'm not going to sit here and justify the loss. All I'm saying is the United States got together and said somehow because of a Purdue loss, which in college football, from being a Bama fan, can happen week to week. It just happens like that you take a bad loss.
USC's about to be
a bad loss against Purdue should be like losing by like a last-second field goal, not getting run by 29.
But that's college football, is what I would make the argument to. And like I said, somehow that one loss made the whole country right off the Buckeyes. And I'm like, they still have top-tier talent.
But it wasn't just that game. It was all the games. They had to go to the very end to beat Nebraska, who's a sub-500 team. They had to go to overtime to beat. And And the only reason that Maryland didn't beat them is because they missed the pass of an open guy going for 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Maryland's not a 500 team.
But I'm not going to turn my back on the fact that Ohio State was a good team that people turned their back on. That's all I'm going to say.
No, well,
that's my 2 cents on the Michigan loss.
Having seen a fair amount of Ohio State this year, the 2 things that didn't happen in this game that seemed to happen in every other game Michigan had the rest of the year. One, they didn't pressure Haskins at all. Haskins had an hour and a half basically every time
and
he went
apparently
back.
you just throw a slant against that Michigan defense
yeah.
and win.
And for whatever reason, Harbaugh the Messiah can't adjust against freaking 5-yard crossing routes that just destroyed them the entire game. Here's an idea. Okay, if you're running crossing routes, try playing zone defense. That might stop zone crossing routes. But no,
they only just come after you. That's all they do. But
no, Harbaugh don't coach
no.
defense.
So this whole thing about
Ron
Harbaugh.
Brown.
Here's the thing about Harbaugh. Everyone thought he was a messiah because of all these things he did at Stanford.
I feel like
all
you're
right,
screaming.
He had 2 or 3 years of Andrew
Check the
Luck.
level.
Andrew Luck is a top-tier quarterback in the NFL.
He's a little hot.
He has not and will not have that the rest of his time at Michigan or any other time he was at Stanford.
For the record, though, he has sexy khaki pants.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. If you watch tape of Ohio State, and I bet Wiggs, although he's probably not watching at the moment, but Brian probably can attest to this too. What Maryland did, what Purdue did, and what Nebraska did for the majority of that game where they almost won, was they spread Ohio State out and they ran running backs on the edge. Michigan was so freaking stubborn they had to go 2 tight ends, fullback.
Well, that's him still being Oda Schembechler. That's all. But let me ask a question, Davey. We haven't had a chance to talk to you on college football. You're a little heated up. Get a drink.
Abby, what do you think?
Who are your top 4 if Notre Dame holds on and wins or can come back? It doesn't look too good. It's a rivalry game. I tell you, I hate rivalry games.
And this is the 3rd road game.
What is your opinion on who your top 4? Does Oklahoma get in over?
I think if Oklahoma beats Texas, they should be number 4.
If Texas beats Oklahoma, who should be number 4?
That depends.
What's your scenario?
Okay. If Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC title game, then it should probably be Ohio State. Because everybody else that is above them now that with only 1 loss has lost. I wouldn't put it
Do you ever see a scenario where Central Florida my whole argument is if something crazy happens where Texas beats Oklahoma and then Ohio State doesn't look good against Northwestern, could you make the because here's the issue. The only other team that's in there is LSU with 2 losses.
Yeah, and
that's so crazy. You have to look at the Central Florida.
I think it's. I agree with you, but I think it's obvious that the committee is not ready to put a non-Power 5 team in there. Yeah. It doesn't help UCF's case that their quarterback had one of those serious.
Oh my God! I want to talk about
literally,
that.
He had to have emergency surgery.
Dude, yeah, because it was clogged
to save his leg.
His blood
this is like
dude.
Teddy Bridgewater shit.
Oh my God!
So
dude, he rolled out and got rolled up, and his knee dislocated in the gnarliest of fashions against South Florida.
Is it one of those ones where you look at it and go,
it made Alex Smith's injury last week look like it was just an average.
ESPN didn't replay it because of how gruesome.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was like one of I don't know if you would remember that.
It was so dislocated though that it was cutting off the blood vessels to the lower extremity.
Like that's one of those ones they do the emergency surgery to make sure they can save the leg.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember Teddy Bridgewater when he got it. He literally almost lost his leg.
Now that was early in the game, and Central Florida still went on to win that game.
Yeah, they're also not.
It gets really muddy if Texas wins. That's all I'm going to say.
I would say, if Texas beats Oklahoma...
How do you not look at Central Florida?
If Texas beats Oklahoma, and for some reason Ohio State were to lose to Northwestern, because I think if Ohio State beats Northwestern, they'll pass...
Northwestern, period.
They'll pass UCF no matter what.
Not how we win. No style points, no
They'll
nothing.
pass up UCF no matter what.
There you go.
But I'd like to see UCF in there.
Just to shut people up,
it'd be nice because
I'm a little drunk from that whiskey.
Because I don't believe that. What? Wow!
I don't have the time.
I'll be honest. I don't think that UCF
my toes are numb.
Can compete against any of the teams in a playoff.
I'm not here to argue that.
And I would think. Here's the other part about it. Even if Ohio State were to lose the game, I could see a scenario in which Georgia
for it.
in which Georgia were to put up a decent fight against Bama next week and lose the game, where Georgia might still end up getting the number 4 seed ahead of a UCF. But I do think that if Bama wins against Georgia, then Oklahoma wins. If Oklahoma beats Texas, they're number 4. And if they don't and Ohio State wins, they're probably number 4.
What happens if Georgia wins?
If Georgia beats Bama, unless it's a complete trouncing, I think that Bama still gets the number 4 seed.
Oh my God, this is going to be anarchy.
And the thing, I will say this much, right? And I freely admit that I'm not completely biased here, or unbiased. That I'm not completely.
What do you?
I have a dog in the hunt.
Dripping in crimson.
I have a dog in the hunt. That being said, if anybody wants to make a legitimate argument that Oklahoma, Ohio State, or any other team that's not currently in the top 4 has had a better season, or through the eye test would beat Alabama on a neutral field, bring the argument. I will destroy you in that argument. I would take right now.
I just want the Big Ten on the outside.
Right now, and especially the Ohio State homers that are going to play this whole suddenly.
That's all I want.
That suddenly they're getting like visions of Cardell Jones in their head because this is they're hot right now. That same, well, they beat when they beat Wisconsin like 57-0 or whatever it was in the Big Ten championship game, and then went on to win the national title. If Ohio State were to, by hook or by crook, end up in that number 4 seed against Bama in the first round, I'll lay 17 points right now, and you can name your price.
Abby's got bills to pay over there.
Yeah, I will lay 17 points against Ohio State right now without any hesitation.
Wow. I might take that just to get some juice.
Where you at? Where you at, Wiggs? Where you at, Wiggs?
You know what? And I'll tell you what, Eric Wigginton won't take that bet, and he's smart not to take that bet.
Ooh, damn.
No, he knows. I'm not. This isn't me talking trash. Ohio State played a really good game today against a team who clearly didn't appear to be ready to play. But they have been unbelievably inconsistent, and despite all their talent, do not have the frickin' horses to beat Alabama.
I think that Ohio State's better than people are giving them.
This is the same team though that's been giving up 40 and 50 points to average teams.
I don't know.
This is a team that lost 49 to 20.
I'm not here to sit here and tell you that Ohio State's going to win the national title.
No, I'm just saying.
I do agree with Wiggs. It's Alabama's world. We're all living in it. But for everyone to agree to turn their back on Ohio State, I thought was crazy. And I knew Michigan. That's why I talked to people at work, and I put some cheddar on the line because I knew.
Cheddar.
I didn't like it.
It helped them that Washington State lost. It obviously helps them that they beat Michigan.
Yeah.
So they have some things working for them there. So if Oklahoma loses and they win, I think they could squeeze into the 4 because they'll get a lot of credit for this victory. But it seemed pretty clear from the way they've been ranked since they lost to Purdue that they're not, that up until recently up until probably right now, they haven't been taken overly seriously as a contender because they haven't been able to even crack the top 10.
All right, enough of this bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wow.
We need to look at Charles and ask him, how is Jimbo's season going?
Yeah! So Jimbo got them boys playing. So.
Are they playing right now?
They are against LSU on the SEC network. I don't get that channel. I'm sorry, BB, but we'd be watching the Notre Dame game. But anyway,
well, that's just, I would watch this game over that game too.
Yeah, so I just want to talk about it. I've been beating that drum all year. I would have to beat it one last week. Jimbo got them boys playing. They had a bad loss against, Mississippi State?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. They're only behind Bama and LSU.
Oh, more whiskey.
So they're third in their division, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
First year from Florida State. Yeah. Steve's buzzed up. I like Jimbo.
Jimbo does not have the talent to compete in the SEC yet. He will.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And he'll be a problem in the next few years.
Still an asshole because his name's Jimbo.
Although, I would like to point out something.
Jimbo and Dabo are my boys.
You gonna call me Steve?
Really, Dabo?
Just the funniest names. Oh, wow. I don't give a shit.
Something would like to. So you see their helmet, right?
Yeah.
A&M's helmet. I have to credit the wife on this, right? So we now refer, and I can't stand Texas A&M. But we refer to them as their helmet states ATM.
Ask them out.
That's right, baby. That's Texas ATM because they're a bunch of bitches.
Dude, how dare you.
And they
Jimbo got them boys playing. What's wrong with
Jimbo can tongue ass just like the rest of them.
You. Jimbo Steve knows all season long.
Jimbo
Fuck
Cooter.
Fuck Jimbo. Fuck Jimbo and the rest of those sons of bitches.
Stupidest name ever.
I give him 3 years and BV will be brought to his knees.
Are you? Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
He'll be ass raping Nick Saban any
Oh, yeah.
now. As soon as those sanctions come in on fucking Alabama.
Oh.
Yeah, if there haven't been sanctions by now, there's not going to
That's
be.
because the whole damn state covers for him.
Oh, man. Conspiracy.
Oh, yeah, no.
Hey, what's that time on our White Castle?
Considering that half the
I need-
SEC would
I
freaking
need
turn
that
him in
bread
a
to soak
second.
up the whiskey. I'm losing my shit right now.
Wow.
So according to 6 minutes ago, our order has been picked up from White Castle, and your Dasher is on its way.
Oh, why they keep calling it Dasher?
Because that's the name, man. You gotta get the
Vixen,
branding. Steve.
Comet or Cupid.
Are you gonna get a
whatever the
picture of
fuck
this
how
one?
the song goes.
What's
Are you
that?
going to get a picture with this one?
A picture?
Picture.
Didn't you get a picture with the other one?
No.
No.
I thought you said
Heather
you got a
picks it up
picture.
at the door.
I thought you said you got a picture with the other guy.
No. Well, he sent a picture of the guy, yeah. So,
Oh, man. Jesus
so anyway, what else you got, Steve? Because you ain't here. You're
All right, that's enough college football.
proper 12 coursing
Wow.
through Steve's veins as we speak.
Man, now, when you drink half a bottle of whiskey,
Oh, now it's a half a bottle.
it's a half a bottle.
Come on, man.
All right, fuck
You had two. You had two double
Give me
shots.
another
Of
shot. Another
half
shot.
about wow.
This podcast is going
Michelle, if you're listening or watching the podcast right now, please come over and get your husband's drunk ass.
This is a nutritional fact. Veggie burgers soak up alcohol.
Okay. That's the
Abby.
wheat meat.
Abby can.
well, you might
It's
want to
like-
make sure you
it's
eat
like
all
extra
3 of the
wheat.
ones that you ordered. Then.
Yeah, it's extra wheat mixed with barley, whatever.
Yeah, there you go. A bunch of Irish whiskey.
I'm part Irish. I'm an Irish Viking, by the way.
There you
Yes.
go.
Motherfuckers.
Yes, indeed.
I just tried to-
There you go. You sop it all up. Sop it all up with Satan.
Yeah, so anyway, what else you got
I
there,
need to get some
Steve?
more. I hope that drink comes pretty soon.
All right, here we go.
Vivi's parched.
Yeah, I'm getting a
All right.
little dry in the
Now
throat
let's
here.
include.
This is a complete shit show.
Let's include Abby. It wouldn't
We
be
can't
our
record on
podcast.
Saturday.
It wasn't
This
a
is a
train
shit
wreck.
show.
My mouth feels like it's on fire.
I think we've officially gone off the rails.
Yes, that's what we do when BV's in the house.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
this is where Abby gets to participate.
Okay, Abby.
Oh,
Abby, unless you
awesome.
want,
Wake up, Abby.
unless you want to say something about college football.
You got any thoughts on Jimbo?
Did you want to say anything
Not a
else?
fan.
Final thoughts on college football, Abby.
Roll Tide.
Okay, there we go.
Recognize.
Now this is called rapid fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is that point where they talk about a bunch of stuff we have no clue about. It's gonna be what?
So we're gonna get. You can say what was it, Charles?
It's a yes, no, maybe, and a what.
And before you get started, no one cares about Aquaman. All right.
Aquaman's not till December 21st. I may be a little
Oh,
drunk,
great.
but
Well,
that's
can we preemptively just say no one cares? No one
So-
but you will be watching that.
what? There's a lot of people watching that, man. What are you
That's
talking
Jason Momoa. How dare
about? Yeah, I
you?
know he's manly. I just
Who?
want to lick. I want
He's
to
the
lick,
father of dragons.
Oh, is that? Is that?
I just want to lick his chest.
that-
He
is
might
that-
be-
is
he might
is
be
that
on my
Draco
gay
from
list.
yes,
from
yes,
Game of
yes.
Thrones?
He might have took over a slot on my gay list. I don't
Oh,
know.
hey.
Who'd he bump?
Maybe Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Deadpool.
Oh,
He
his-
got the shirt
No,
on.
no. Actually, he'll have to bump. What's the dude off of True Blood? The tall blonde-haired guy.
Wow.
I have no idea.
Hey, Alec.
Hold, not to get out of track, but you have a gay list?
Yes, I have a 3-man gay list. If I ever went gay, that's what, Adam Levine, the dude from True Blood, and Ryan Reynolds. But Ryan Reynolds might get bumped for Jason
Dude,
Momoa. I'm saying
I just so that you know up front, if you add him to that list, he would take you like the Dothrakis take you.
that's fine. That's all right.
All right, you
he
get
can throw
straight-
his axes at me.
You get straight ass mounted by that guy. There'd be no question who was catching there.
He can tap me up and everything else.
Wow, you take all of it too.
So yeah, now I'm gonna mention the movie. You guys say yes, no, maybe, or what?
Yes.
Okay, so new releases on Blu-ray this week.
We're going straight to blue. We got nothing in the theater?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
I just have them mixed up. 'cause-
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Actually, let's go movies. You're right, movies.
Because the letters are moving on Steve's page.
It's all over the goddamn place. It's very blurry right now. In movies,
You want another shot?
maybe. I do have to drive tonight.
I think you may need to relieve him of his host duties.
The first one coming out.
Okay, what you got?
It's got the kid from the Kingsman, Eggy from the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Robin Hood with Jamie Foxx in the theater. It actually came out this Thursday.
Yep.
I'm gonna say no. I don't want to see that.
Jamie
Bill?
Foxx and everything.
Bill, what do you think about that one?
Ain't no black man in Sherwood Forest, man.
Well, Jamie Foxx apparently was.
Hey, first of all, how dare you? Morgan Freeman was in the
considering the
Kamikaze
fact
movie.
that considering the fact that the last Robin Hood movie I watched literally was Men in Tights. No.
Abby, what are your thoughts on that movie? Yes, no,
Maybe.
maybe or what?
Maybe.
Maybe. She's saying she wants to go to the movies more often, Bill. That's what she's saying.
Date night.
Date night. Jesus Christ.
No.
Get out of the house once a month. Anyways, Charles?
I'm a yes. I think it looks good. I think it looks very action packed and entertaining. I do want to see it. I do want to.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes.
And the next
You
movie,
watch Shazam too, don't you?
this one comes out next week. This is a very weird one.
Beat Shazam.
Mowgli, The Legend of the Jungle. Now, what this is, it's the Jungle Book,
right?
but it's the Warner Brothers version where Andy Sudeikis did it. I'm going to say no. I saw the other one. I'm fine. Bill?
The other one was the Jungle Book that Jon Favreau
Yes.
directed.
So Warner Brothers releases one called Mowgli.
We got dueling Jungle Books.
Yeah, dueling Jungle Books. Bill, what do you say?
If I'm not watching the original, why would I watch The Imposter? No.
Okay. Abby, what do you think?
No.
I'm a no on that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not
Only
good.
you, Steve. Because you'll watch it.
No, I said no.
Oh, you're watching it.
I'll watch it when it comes on DVD.
You can't resist it. You'll watch it.
Well, here's the thing. After dinner, I watch a lot of Blu-ray movies.
Wow.
And I eat a big dinner. And then I sit on the couch and I put my feet up. I almost doze off in every movie. Not gonna lie. I'm getting fat and old. Even fatter and old, I should say. All right, now on Blu-ray this week, we only got two. The first one, Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, hold on,
Wait,
Steve.
I'm going to stop.
Stop.
Oh, man.
We just got our DoorDash delivery.
Yeah, and how did you not include Creed 2?
It already is out?
We did that last week.
Did you?
Yes.
You're a week behind. So it looks like you literally had
if we didn't-
someone
if we
had to
didn't
thank
have
you
fun
for
for
the
this.
delivery.
I was going to see if you want
Good job.
I'll see.
So we have BB's
No,
Diet
we
Coke.
gotta go.
It
We gotta-
does
we
not
gotta beat the
look
storm.
as fancy as Uber Eats did. So Uber Eats was hermetically sealed. I felt a little better about this. This was in Andrea's car. It looks like you just literally had a girlfriend named Andrea who went and got us some castles. It doesn't look like it was brought to us.
Any girlfriend that gets castles, I'm down with.
So here's BB's large Diet Coke.
This is totally crappy compared to Uber Eats.
Yeah, this is literally just
Uber
basic
Eats came in
stuff.
packaged. It had tape on it.
So
This is just literally.
How much was that
here's your
service fee
food.
for Uber Eats?
Well, it
it
was
more
more.
than this?
Yeah, it was definitely a couple dollars more. But I'm also under the introductory period.
Holy shit, I'm drunk.
Steve's buzzed up. Watch
Charles has
out
always
for
been willing to pay for the
everyone
ambiance.
taking Impossible Burger. We're gonna interrupt the
impossible.
rapid fire.
Now, Abby and Bill have tried this. I have not.
I have as well. I just wanted to bring because I knew
What do you
Steve.
think? What do you think?
Watch out for Magoo now. Just
Hey,
keep
can I
everything
give
going.
this to you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have room for the both of them.
Watch out.
Oh
for
man,
Magoo.
who's gonna rape me?
Did they not put cheese on these?
They were regular
There's cheese
Impossibles.
on mine.
Thank you.
Oh my god, this looks like roadkill.
So that is the wheat meat, as BV described it. So watch out again. BV's or Magoo is a land shark, big time. So
Magoo!
what I've
Wow,
noticed,
dude, I forgot you are a real food greedy.
yeah, what I noticed is it looks like a regular burger.
It doesn't taste like a slider at all.
I thought it.
Like a White Castle slider.
Steve is making some peculiar faces. I don't know if it's the
I don't know what
proper 12 or what is it.
I don't know what this is.
What do you?
They
what
put
this-
no mustard or ketchup or anything on it.
I bought it just as it's described on the menu.
Cheese and artificial meat.
It's plant-based wheat.
I could use a pickle.
There's no
Have you
pickle.
had
There
this,
should
Charles?
There should be a pickle on there.
There's
There
no
should be a
pickle.
pickle. Now eat further.
Mama, you see a pickle?
I
Hey, I need a shot.
okay. Hold on a second, dude.
No pickle.
Now, my opinion is I think they're pretty good. If it's a plant-based burger, I'm on Team Abby on this one.
I have eaten more plant-based burgers than I care to admit to. And I will tell you that as far as they're concerned, this is the closest to an actual burger taste that I've ever
So,
had.
Abby, if I start eating these on a regular basis, will this prolong my life and not give me a heart attack?
No, you're still eating White Castle on a regular basis.
She's got a great point.
But it's healthy White Castle.
It's healthier.
Because that's the thing too. If you look up like the deets on this, like the total fat and like the calories,
just because it's plant based does not necessarily mean it's healthy.
I'll tell you what, this is better than the Twinkie I ate last week.
Okay. Now, the Impossible Burger is not at all exclusive. Oh, is not at all exclusive to White Castle.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
Bill
brand.
Gunn.
In fact, we went to literally almost every place in the general area that we live in that carries an Impossible Burger, and I have to say that of them,
It looks very
yeah,
meaty, too.
of the Impossible Burgers we've had, and I've had full-size Impossible Burgers from restaurants that carry it as well. White Castle's is the best tasting.
Yeah, it tastes really good. I don't know. I would make the argument that if someone didn't tell you it was an Impossible Burger, you wouldn't really know that much.
I wish they had mustard, ketchup, and pickle on it. That's all I'm saying.
There should be a pickle on it normally.
No, they robbed me of my pickle.
Well, when Andrea went through the drive-thru and scooped up our food,
I don't know. She was like, "Give me a plain Impossible Burger." Oh, sorry, bro.
so I gotta tell you, in the food delivery world, grab your
Sure there's no
wife's
onion on this.
Impossible.
Magoo doesn't care. He's down with it.
In the
Yeah, make sure
did
there's
you
no
just
onion
really
on it.
just give my dog Impossible
I
Burger?
make sure there's no onion.
He's
on
gonna stink so bad tonight.
it. He likes it.
So in the world of the point was to review these items. I don't know if we're getting to that, but in the world of Uber Eats compared to DoorDash, Uber Eats is better than it by a mile, if you ask me. I mean, you pay a little bit more, but I felt better about it being hermetically sealed and all that kind of stuff when we got Bob's
Yeah,
Burger.
yeah.
Clemson's only up by a touchdown in the third quarter.
Drive,
Yeah.
dash, whatever it is.
Yeah, DoorDash is definitely-
DoorDash, kind of ass.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
it's
you
not
said.
ass. Just Irish whiskey.
Yeah. So
Are you seriously having more of that?
Yeah, Steve, you're not driving
Wrong
anywhere tonight.
bastard.
it's gone.
I'm about to sleep on
Did
the
we
shelf.
seriously, like, we all went through a fifth? Or should I say you went through half a fifth, and then we had...
It's
Wow.
mistakes were made, BB.
I'm serious. This
The problem
reminds
with shot glasses
this
is it goes
reminds
down really easy.
this reminds me of a day when we would go to some random establishment in Canada or otherwise, and
And it's got to have his penis out.
and Steve would just go nuts drinking Red Dog beer until he got so freaking drunk that he would be passed out on a chair by midnight at the bar.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
First
Let
of
me
all,
tell you, I'm a pro.
Steve's pretty much the only person that was like under 40 at the time that had Red Dog beer in the first place.
Listen, I miss Red Dog.
So I'm gonna give DoorDash is I'm gonna tell people I would prefer Uber Eats over
Yes.
DoorDash.
Yes.
And I'm gonna give a big thumbs up for the Impossible Burger.
Bob
Steve?
Maxwell, if you're listening, what did you think? But I would say Uber Eats over
is
DoorDash.
DoorDash. Yeah. Now, what is your thoughts on the Impossible Burger?
It was good. I wish I had mustard and ketchup on it and some and a pickle. But they robbed me of my goddamn pickle. But anyway.
And then BV and Abby both are thumbs up on the Impossible.
Yeah, and
Burger.
we've never used Uber Eats, right? But
Yeah.
or DoorDash actually, but it does seem from what I've looked at that the one thing that DoorDash has over Uber Eats is that it has a greater variety of options.
Correct. Yes.
I mean, based on what I saw from your experience with it with Bob, Uber Eats is a better package.
Correct. Yeah. If you're gonna
the
get a
product is
stranger to go
better.
scoop you up some food,
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend Uber Eats. Is what I'm gonna tell you.
I think that but the one advantage that
I
DoorDash
guess-
would have is the
I just got a text
extended
from my
option.
wife and told me to have Abby drive me home.
Michelle, if you're listening, done.
Oh, man.
No. Being the one with the key.
You're not the only one. with
Well,
the
I'll
key,
give her
babe.
my key.
No, that's
So
fine.
anyway, back
So-
to Blu-ray releases for this rapid fire
man, this-
review.
we are
After this
way
shit
off.
show.
We're not so rapid anymore.
I'm trying to keep us on point.
This is the
I'll
pedestrian
tell you what,
version.
this is the funnest podcast I've ever been on.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So Blu-ray releases.
Crazy Rich Asians. It's like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, but Asian.
Yes.
Crazy what?
Rich Asians. Comes out on Blu-ray this week. I'm going to say no. Bill, what do you thought?
What the hell is Crazy Rich
He
Asian?
doesn't say what.
The only time I see Crazy Rich
Abby's a
Asians is
yes.
at the casino.
I would
Ooh,
see,
Abby
I would see
wants-
it on DVD.
And I am a yes as well. It
Oh,
got a lot of
man.
people loved it when
They
it came
did,
out.
yeah.
What
So,
is it?
It's a premise about crazy rich Asians. I don't know.
I have no
It's a
goddamn
slice
clue.
of life movie in Asian culture.
Okay,
And it's
so
the mom from Fresh Off the Boat.
Yeah.
okay.
So I,
so a bunch of Asians with money at a casino.
crazy rich Asians.
No, the I think it's the
That's the crazy rich Asians I know are all at casinos.
Okay.
fair enough.
What is happening on
I'm
this
just
podcast?
saying, man. You call it a stereotype, but Asians love them some gambling.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's
All
hilarious.
right, so crazy
That's right.
Asians. I'm
All
a
right.
yes. Abby's a yes. You guys are no's. Go.
The next one is Kin.
Who?
K-I-N. It's about
like next of kin kind of
No,
kid?
the movie's about a young black kid that finds like an alien laser gun, and then it goes into sci-fi shenanigans.
Was this released in the theater?
Yes, it was in back in September. I'm going to say no, Bill.
He's a yes. He's a yes.
No, I'm just trying to. What?
Yeah, all right, that's a legitimate answer. Abby?
No.
No.
I'm a what? I didn't even with BB. I didn't know what it was.
The only thing I know about kin from your description is that this is like redneck for family.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
next of
Next-
kin.
like
Are
next
we
of
out of
kin.
whiskey?
No, you got a little bit more.
Dude, you freaking booze hound.
Oh, man. So I'm
I just want to know. I
whiskey.
mean, what's the over under on whether or not, or what's
Steve
what's the
puking.
odds on Steve puking before the end of the podcast?
He is not feeling no
right.
pain right now.
Now streaming is Netflix and stuff like that. The Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell, where Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus.
For the record, that's it. We
Oh,
just finished
man.
off with fifth. Steve did mostly.
Michelle Mahayam, whatever the hell it is. Bill, I want to say yes because I want to see this. Bill, what do you think?
Crazy. No. I want to see Kurt Russell as fucking Santa Claus.
Do you know who Kurt Russell is? Get my
Yeah,
phone back.
where do they come up with this shit?
How dare you?
I think it
Abby,
looks great.
Abby, what do you think?
No.
I'm a huge yes on this.
You
I
guys
think
are
it looks
Grinches.
awesome.
Yeah,
It did. It looked great.
yeah.
What is this like? What is this like? Escape from the South Pole or North Pole or where the hell it's from?
Dude, first of all,
Anybody hear
Snake,
us?
man. I know you're talking.
Oh my god!
Now, the next one is called Battle. Battle is, I'm going to read the description. After Emilio's dad goes bankrupt, the young dancer's affluent life collapses, but she finds a new beat to follow after meeting hip-hop dancer Mikhail. This is basically a dance-off type
What
thing.
service is it on?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix?
I'm going to say no. I don't want to see that crap. Bill?
Yeah, I
Bill wants to
that's
see
yes.
what was that movie with Because I feel like I've already seen this. I think I already seen
Julia
Save. I already saw
Stiles,
Save the Last
yeah.
Dance, and that sucked. So no.
And Abby, what do you think?
No.
Charles?
I didn't even. I'm a what? I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, well, that's why I put the description in, because I knew nobody would know what it was.
Like
name's
who's the hip
Quan
hop
Beck,
dancer?
7 to 10,
Is
7
it
to
like
10.
Usher or something? I mean,
Are you about to puke?
All right. Now, on Amazon, which is very dry of content, this one
This
saw...
is the Prime Video,
Be careful,
correct?
guys.
Yes, I saw this on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Steve's drunk over here, so be
He
careful.
was back. He's got his ass next to me. You'll
You
probably
should
fart.
bust on him though. That'll turn
This
over-
looks really
over the
good,
edge.
I'll be honest. The Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts. It's about when...
Is it a docu-series
Yes.
thing? Yeah, okay. I'm
But
in
it's only
way
2
in.
hours long. It's not a series.
But
It's
I don't
only-
care. I'm way
It's
in.
about when DDP came into his life and kind of saved him. So
Sounds amazing.
Looks great.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. Bill?
I haven't seen the Resurrection, but I saw a lot of DDP had a YouTube.
He's a big
Well,
motivational
he did,
guy.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, he did that whole yoga, and he's taken a lot of these former wrestlers, like Jake the Snake Scott Hall, into his home, and we're trying to get him
Sounds
straight. And get him-
awesome.
But he
Okay.
actually did a YouTube sort of chronicling of what he was doing
I
with
think
Jake
it was
the
called
Snake.
The Resurrection of Jake
Yeah,
the Snake.
that was just.
So I can see it on YouTube?
So I've seen he did a bunch of episodes,
I
of
gotta
the show,
check
and I've
that
seen a
out.
number of those. So I feel like I've probably already
It's
seen
a
like
2 hour long movie.
yeah,
on
I've probably
Amazon.
seen
Yeah, I
probably
think-
a quarter of the movie just through the.
The clips.
Yeah, well, no, like you would see, he would have. He went through
This
and
is
would
rapid
do,
fire. Say yes,
yeah.
no. Or
Okay, he would do vlog. He did vlogs of it while it was happening. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Abby, what do you
Yes.
think? No,
I'm a
man.
big yes. That sounds
It
awesome.
looks
It wasn't
great.
even on my
He's
radar.
got stories about Andre
Hey, this
the
is
Giant.
rapid fire. Keep it moving.
Oh, sorry. Now we're going to go to music, all right? And ironically, my wife bought this
Here
first one
comes
already.
6 artists we've never heard of before.
No, you heard this one. Michael Bublé.
I hate Michael Bublé.
His new CD, Love.
I'm a Harry Connick Jr.
I'm going to
man.
hear it
How
because
dare
Michelle already bought the CD from
Wow.
Target.
Wow.
I'll say yes, Bill.
I thought he retired.
you. He does Christmas music.
He's like
No.
our age. Why would he retire?
Yeah.
No, if I want
He's
to hear,
at most
if
like
I want to hear,
mid-40s.
if I want to hear Michael Bublé sing Christmas music, all I have to do is put on the Holly channel, and he's like every 4th song.
That
so
is
no.
true. Abby?
No.
almost called her Michelle.
Harry
Fucked up.
Connick Jr. is better than Michael Bublé.
Agreed.
Yes.
He's like a
you're
cheap
not listening to this
imposter.
movie?
I am not into Michael Bublé.
He
I'm
is like a cheap imposter of Harry Connick Jr.
Yes.
Alyssa
And he has no
Cara.
soul.
She's like a young new hip hop.
Can you repeat that, please?
Alyssa Cara, Cara. The pains of
Is it
growing.
is that like Irene?
Holly would be all over this.
Is that like Irene Cara's
yeah,
daughter?
I don't know what.
You know,
the
from
fuck it
Fame?
is. No, I highly doubt it. But no.
Okay, I'm just saying. Just asked.
Bill, what do you think?
No.
Abby?
No.
I'm a what?
Yeah,
I don't know
okay,
what
there
that
you
is.
go.
I didn't even need
Meek
a what. It's a
Mill.
what too. But
Meek Mill is a rapper.
Now,
like
this is the big.
one-
This is his first album since being released
What?
from prison.
Well, since he's been from prison, the name of the album is Champions. I gotta listen to it now. I'm gonna say yes because he's from prison. Bill,
no.
Abby,
No.
I'm a maybe. I don't know. It
Maybe. Oh,
depends.
man,
Yeah, I'm
Meek
gonna go
Mill.
middle of the road on that. I'll check it out on streaming. And
this is the 1975. They're kind of a pop group. A brief inquiry into online relationships. A no.
I don't know.
Bill,
that.
What?
Abby.
What?
Yeah, I'm a what around
Yeah, there
that
we go. So there is
The
your.
night-
I mean a no
1970
too, but
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
There is your rapid fire looks for the week.
Where do you come up with this?
Amazon.
It's called the Google search. But I mean, some of them, it's hard sometimes. Some weeks, because some weeks have just like nothing. So it is hard, kind of hard, but it is kind of fun.
Bublé.
Okay, Charles.
Yeah. What do you got?
You know what? I want you to review something.
Should talk to me.
I want you to review.
Okay, you're the worst host right now.
Seriously.
You're
man.
a shit
I
show
think it's time
now.
to cut you off. I mean,
There's
come on.
no more.
We're out of it, so it's done. Echo reviews, Charles. Go.
Echo reviews.
What it says.
Eco reviews. You're not reading.
I was going to say, don't you have like 6
Okay.
echoes?
Now, what many of you may not
that's
know
very
at
well
home
chronicled.
is Charles is a miniature Al Gore Jr.
Yes. So
and
I
he wants to save the world, which is a very commendable trait of yours. At the same time, he's a giant pain in the ass. So please tell us what we need to save the world.
So, I just got this week. The next scourge to hit the world is not your
with. My tongue's
straw.
going numb.
Okay. Can't feel my face. The next scourge after the straws that you guys are using, because I use paper straws now. Heather carries these with her when we go to restaurants.
Until Christmas.
How many of those do you have? If you have a large beverage, how many of those do you actually have to go through to get through that beverage?
No, I use one. If not, I won't use any because I try to.
You just-
I'm leaving
you just
this
take the lid
planet
off
to
and
a little
start-
girl. Steve is out.
Oh
but
my
anyway, so the next scourge after the straws is your toothbrush. So I actually
Wait a minute. What's wrong with our plastic?
you
toothbrushes?
cannot recycle or anything with a toothbrush that's going to be on this
What-
planet.
let me see that. What is that?
This I'm going to tell you if you calm your drunk ass down for 2 minutes. So this is a toothbrush that is made from bamboo.
All right. So Abby wants to save all the animals, and you want to save all the planet.
She needs a planet for her animals, and I'm there, so I trump her.
You
animals.
guys got something in common.
So
Well, going vegetarian and going vegan is very, very, very
correct.
good for the planet.
yes,
Man,
and
if you guys
that's
put
why
your fists
I
together,
no longer
You
eat
become
red
Captain
meat.
Planet. You know that, right?
So it's like a regular. That's my daughter's size too. That's a kid toothbrush. It's a bamboo handle on this, so it's completely.
So if I put this in my mouth, do I become a panda?
No, you do not.
Saving the world one toothbrush at a time.
Yeah,
Look at this. This is like something they give prisoners.
it's a bamboo
How about
toothbrush.
you turn that into a hell of a shank?
It also
that
has
to Abby. Let her know.
plant-based bristles.
I don't think I need to touch Lorna's toothbrush.
We're touching the handle.
No, this is an extra
You're not
one, right?
rubbing the bristles.
This is not
man. Come
actually
on.
Lorna's toothbrush, right?
It will be.
Oh.
Okay, if you want it, you can have it.
Dude, you might want to
I don't
sanitize
want
it.
it. I was just looking. I didn't touch the bristles.
Okay.
Except right there. Yeah.
I did not.
Sanitize it.
So that's one of the ways that we do it. The other thing that we utilize is I just got these. These are mesh produce bags.
What?
One of the other things that you can do in this.
I've heard about those too.
Yeah. So one of the other things that is a big scourge on the environment is the produce bags, those plastic one-use bags you want to get away from. So what we use is reusable our shopping bags are insulated reusable bags, as well as now we're going to
Yeah,
be
we've got those too.
Yeah, so that's good, and that's great for the environment. So these are the next steps. So you want to get away from that single-use plastic, because that's one of the biggest scourges. Again, Drunk Steve is making a hat out of his. So I'm a huge fan. It's called Brush with Bamboo. I get these guys. The castor bean oil, the bristles are made out of. They bamboo.
What is castor bean oil?
It's an organic oil that it's not a petroleum derivative. What are you looking for?
The straws.
So those are also paper straws that I use. I just want to talk about it because you can pretty much have the same standard stuff in your life.
Every paper straw that we've ever been given at a restaurant, for example, has been garbage and doesn't even get through an entire beverage.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Maybe you have better quality paper straws than the restaurants do.
We have reusable straws at home too.
So you have stainless
What?
steel with BV was unaware. So
I'm not using
the
them.
problem with the reusable straws are you have a lot of maintenance that's attached to them. So you have to clean them and all that kind of stuff.
So what's the over-under on a plastic straw? How long does it take to break down and go into the environment?
Most plastic straws will last decades in a landfill. And
Now, how long will a paper straw last?
Not even through BV's drink is what he just told us.
So 45 minutes?
So
Landfills, by the way, are being used throughout the country to generate additional power sources.
okay, so I'm gonna stay away from
Just
BV
saying.
now because
Full disclosure, I am an attorney for a large oil company. All right? Drill, baby, drill. It's my business. And while we do invest heavily in, alternative
Renewables.
alternative, power and fuel resources, this is too far.
Just for the record, this may be a 3-hour podcast.
So I just wanted today to talk to you about, like I said, you could still have the standard creature comforts. You just need to think differently about how you
I'm
go
going to
about
tell
it.
you right now, I commend you. I'm glad that you're trying to save the world. I
Okay.
like that.
But where's the but? They always say that when someone says but, ignore everything before the but.
Yes.
No, there's not really a but. I commend you, and everyone should look up to your standards.
Should
At
they?
the same time, that's a lot of fucking work.
Should they, though? I mean,
Probably not going to happen.
okay. I mean,
But there you go. There's a look at Charles's biodegradable
That's my eco product, not my echo product.
Echo problem. His echo problem. I commend him. I wish I was as good as him. I do recycle, but
no,
not
you
near-
don't. You don't care about this even slightly. Don't try to front.
I got a green can.
Oh, my God.
And I got a black can. And the green can goes papers and stuff. And I commend Charles
Oh, my
on what
God.
he does. I wouldn't do it, but good luck to him.
The problem is Holly and Lorna are going to be here well after me and you.
Yes, that's true.
And that's what you got to think about.
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
Here-
when you become a dad, you learn you
Next
worry
generation.
About recycling.
I'll-
Next
I'll
Full
give you the
disclosure,
bu-
we have no children.
I'll give you the butt that Steve's either neglecting or,
What is
or
going
just
Steve, you neglecting
failing
a
to
butt?
give you here. Okay? The butt is that that's all well and good, and yes, it's commendable. But at the micro level of your house, you're making no dent whatsoever.
But I can do what I can
That is
do
my
here
There you go.
locally.
You're
I can
doing a
do
great
my
job.
possible
and
best.
you can, you know what you could also do is you can try to let your voice be heard and vote for libertarians or the Green Party your whole life too. And you know what effect that'll have on the real world? None. Okay,
That's my
unless
fear.
you can have that expanded globally, it will do absolutely
Listen,
nothing in the big
don't
picture.
listen
I think that
to the big redneck.
No, I will completely agree that your approach makes sense and is more than likely the right thing to do for the environment. That being said, the likelihood of getting the buy-in necessary for that to make
I
any
can
real
do-
effect,
I can't control BV. I can control
Fair enough.
me, and that's
Fair
all
enough.
I do. That's
Fair enough.
all I can do. And then I can maybe,
You're
bring something to light for BV that you didn't know
You're
about.
a better man than I am. Fair enough.
In this one instance. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, what else you got?
So, the next
Here we
item,
go, drunk host.
the next item up for bid. Now, me and Holly and I should say, sorry, proper.
Yes.
Your Heather would yell at me. very
Yes.
badly. So we went to Cabela's on Black Friday.
Yeah. And you said it was jamming.
The nuttiest place ever. It's in Dundee, Michigan. Every hillbilly and local.
Now,
Dundee,
that
Michigan
wasn't
was
on
there.
our Black Friday list of things
No,
that
it
you
was
wanted to
not.
bring to attention.
Because our father thinks he is a rabbit hunter when he's not, and he likes a lot of outdoor crap.
Eco Charles's dad.
Did you say rabbit? He's a rabbit hunter?
Rabbit hunter. Sorry.
Oh, rabbit hunter.
But he's not really. So what I got at Dundee. Now look at this. Can you people see this? Can you see
It looks like a standard
it
key.
looks like a key. But guess what, Bill? Look at this. Look at this. Wham! Shank your liver. Right there. Oh! Shank his liver. Right there.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
You got that on video, right?
The coolest thing ever.
Ow!
I'm wondering if this can get past the TSA.
I don't think it could.
Charles said it could.
I don't think it could.
I can. I may try it on my next vacation.
Well,
You may get arrested. That's a federal charge.
Well, it's,
I mean, it's
no,
not-
it's under my palm.
It's not illegal per se. Now you have a big palm, so maybe
I could probably fit a 6-inch palm.
maybe that's the wrong standard to use there.
I got a giant palm. I got the big show palm.
I mean, I think that's relatively compliant with law.
Look at that, it's handy.
You
Now, that
cannot
comes
take
in
a
handy
knife
when
from
opening
no,
TSA.
I know.
When
but
you're a 14-year-old daughter,
That's an FAA
I think
rule.
I
That's a
think
federal
that's a
rule.
confiscate, not an arrest, Steve. Is what I'm
Oh,
getting.
see, well, now if I lose it, I'll be pissed. I paid $9.99 for it.
Okay.
But you
I tell
press
you
the
what I'll
button,
do. I'll buy you another one if you try to go through TSA with
I
it.
will do it. Next vacation. Next vacation.
Will you also cover his bail if necessary?
No, I don't know. him.
Oh man, I'll play dumb. I didn't know.
Can you bring the camera with you because I think there's a cavity search ensuing,
So this is my
and
only
that would be
review.
good for the podcast.
$9.99 Cabela's
Get a key knife.
key knife. There you go, folks. Have enjoyed that one. So now we've talked about college football. There's no end.
This is the most elegant podcast.
Oh wow!
Now we're going to look a little bit at the NFL. Now we're going to
Yeah.
recap some of the stuff from
So
Thanksgiving.
we're post Thanksgiving, so we had a lot of Thursday games. We had 3. BV didn't get to see any of them, but there were 3.
I saw
Oh,
the
no,
Atlanta
yeah.
New Orleans game.
Yeah.
which wasn't great.
So Detroit came up losers against Chicago
Matt Stafford's making $25 million a year.
and threw
plus.
a pick 6 and
Threw a
just
pick
blew
six
it.
to lose the game. He
Yeah.
is terrible.
And then
Since
we
we're
had
full of
Dallas, Washington, and Dallas took that one. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So because that's Colt McCoy made his big debut to replace
Yeah, and
Alex
he's a
Smith.
turd sandwich.
Yeah, and then we had the Falcons, New Orleans. New Orleans can't lose right now, man. Oh my God.
Yes.
And I wanted to talk
They
to you.
found a defense.
A defense?
They
Is
have
that,
defense.
That offense is pretty
But
nutty.
what I'm saying,
too.
I mean, they've always had good offense.
Oh, my
but
Lord.
And you want to talk to me about Atlanta? Because I am, full disclosure, a big Atlanta Falcons fan.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about
They're
the season.
terrible.
They're what, 4-7 or what are the 4?
Steve Sarkisian is as drunk as I am, and he's
I'm not sure he is right now, but okay.
he probably is. He likes the
Yeah, I was
sauce.
gonna say that was the former USC
He's
coach
terrible.
and all that stuff. There.
I found out in the NFL. I did extensive research. When you have,
Extensive. You Googled it.
when you have a good offensive coordinator, your offense is good. Or
Okay, shocker.
slash head coach. It's not the players.
No.
If you got a good plan, good scheme,
Good scheme,
you're going to
yeah.
do good. Look at the guy from the Rams, the quarterback.
Sean McVay,
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Under Fisher, he was a turd sandwich.
Well, they didn't even start
Well,
it.
but in
right?
fairness, every quarterback not named Steve McNair has been a turd sandwich for Jeff Fisher. Like
Exactly.
Jeff Fisher's a defensive
Get
coach.
but they
right
also
coach, right
sat him.
offensive
He
coordinator.
didn't play.
He didn't play like
Yeah.
well.
played a
He
year.
started like halfway through the
Yeah,
year. He
okay.
didn't start right away.
So then
terrible.
in walks Sean McVay, or his name's Sean McVay. Right?
Yeah, and he's a world
Yeah.
beater.
yeah,
He's
and then
awesome.
he's like 32 years old or some crazy stuff. And just-
Yeah, that doesn't hurt that they've got. Well, at least they should have a pretty kick-ass defense, and they've got weapons too. I mean,
yeah. That defense was on display on Monday night.
Having Todd Gurley as your running back kind of does help with your whole play action.
So tie that back to the Falcons. The Falcons have an offensive coordinator that's drunk all the time, and their former offensive coordinator, when they were good, went to San Francisco as a head coach. So it all depends on the same thing with the Detroit Lions. Jim Bob Cooter, believe it or not, is not the greatest offensive coordinator ever.
So let me ask the question: do you think the Falcons missed their window for the talent that they have on that team?
Yes.
You think the window's closed? And,
It's closing. I wanna say
Closed.
that defense overachieved the year that they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got a lot of injuries this year, and just garbage.
So
Well, they also, haven't had much of a run.
usually we discuss. We're not going to go the whole Sunday gamut because Abby's already half asleep and Steve's really half in the bag. So let's talk about like the Sunday night and Monday night games. 'Cause that's typically what we cover here on the
Sunday
podcast.
night is Green Bay versus Minnesota. I think Green Bay's getting their groove back, just like that movie, whatever that movie was.
Stella?
Stella got her groove back. I think Green Bay's going to win that.
I think
Kirk
Minnesota
Cousins
is a
has been-
shell of its,
Kirk Cousins has been exposed. I like
Yeah.
Green Bay. Bill, who you like in that game?
Where's the game?
It's in
Curious.
Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota.
I think some of the Green Bay getting their groove back has to do with playing teams like Miami. I think Minnesota at home wins this game.
That's what I was going to take Minnesota.
Abby, who you like?
Abby.
Minnesota at home.
She's very convincing. All right, what do you got for Monday? What's
Monday
that?
night is the Tennessee Titans, who I really like, but unfortunately Steve McNair's been dead for about 5 years. Versus the Houston Texans. Houston's still kind of healthy, so Houston.
Yeah.
Bill?
Is
Wait, what Marcus Mariota
is Mariota still out?
Yeah.
Because he was out. He was injured,
I'm
right?
not for sure.
I think that's in Houston too, right? Houston's kind of getting their act together. I think I take
Houston's pretty good. this year.
Houston, yeah. I mean, well, until J.J. Watt breaks his whatever
He's made out
again.
of glass. How dare you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's busy, saving Houston, so I can understand.
So you want? I'm sorry.
I would pick Houston in this game.
Abby.
Houston.
All right, Houston again.
Hey,
Abby, can you name a Houston player?
Who did you just say?
I love it. That checks out.
Somebody
and,
McNair?
and since we're in the whole roll tide mood here, I'd like to point out that
No one said roll tide.
hey, look, I did. I'd like to point out though that the Lions Bears game, which I did not see, that pick six, Eddie Jackson from Alabama.
Ooh.
That's right.
Roll Tide!
Roll Tide.
All right, for all our females out there, we're done with football. I know all of you get bored out of their minds. So last week we talked about the Arbinator.
Yeah, so the Arbinator was a beef and cheddar with some horsey sauce and a bunch of curly fries on it. So now, turns out this week, it was just like we were talking about with Abby. I don't know what Arby's is up to. So now they're doing Miller Lite beer can chicken sandwich.
What?
Yeah,
Is that
so
real?
for $5.50 or whatever, they're gonna apparently cook a bunch of chickens a la Wig style, the beer can chicken style, with Miller High Life, and they're gonna make a sandwich out of this somehow. I don't know.
I'm not going to lie, I would eat that.
Yeah, it sounds.
I'd do it if it was Miller High Life. If it's Miller Light, screw that. That's
I think it's Miller High Life. I think
Miller Light's nasty.
What does the notes say, Drunk Steve? I think it's
Drunk Steve.
yeah, it's Miller High Life beer is what it says. So for $5.50 now, you can get some beer can chicken to go with your Arbinator. So Arby's is up to some crazy stuff. I was reading the same article. I didn't know that they had a deer sandwich. They had a venison sandwich at Arby's once.
Oh, that's nasty.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
Some
man.
Arby's.
That
Some
seems
Arby's serve
dangerous.
breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because venison isn't something that's really mass produced.
Yeah, but if it's farm raised, I'm sure they can get it under the USDA stuff.
I guess. I would hope so.
So anyway, get your beer can chicken sandwich at Arby's.
as long as they have the voice of Archer pimping this whole thing.
Dude, that's Bob's Burgers. That's not Archer.
Twice
both.
grilled turkey sandwich.
Yes, it's also Archer.
Bob's Burgers.
It's the same
Bob's
voice.
Burgers. Bob's
Bob's
Burgers sucks
great.
ass.
How dare you?
Oh my
First
God,
of all,
it's garbage.
Louise is one of the best characters on all of
Oh
TV.
my God, you probably like King of the Hill too, didn't
No,
you?
I don't at all.
Tina's great too.
Mr. Anderson with a family.
That little show's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Bob's Burgers is great.
Oh,
What else you got for news?
So Black Friday just passed,
oh, look at these highlights.
and there's some highlights.
Roll
And
Tide.
Black Friday just passed, and a lot of things I didn't run into them, but there's a lot of lines on Black Friday. Probably more Thanksgiving Day than Black Friday, right? So there's people out there that has a business where you can dial them up, and for $35 an hour, they will wait in line for you.
Yeah, so much like Andrea just went through the drive-through for us for DoorDash here, apparently, you can, for like $35 an hour, you can pay someone to wait in line for you. So, like, where there's, like, if you want to go get some more proper 12, whiskey for Steve.
no more.
Right. You can pay someone. This service will literally sit in line for you.
So if you are looking for one of those big Black Friday deals, right? How
You
long is
pay-
the average wait in line?
You work it out. So there's
I
like
would
an
guess
app.
you would pay more for the service
Than the discount.
than certainly
So-
than the deal you get, but maybe even the product you're buying.
So they said that that's one of the services that this particular people offer, but where they do it is for like concert tickets and like all that kind of stuff. So it's not necessarily just Black Friday deals. That is one of the services that these things offer apparently. But you can also do it for like Broadway tickets. I know is a big thing
The
to.
new iPhone a while ago.
For $35 an
Yeah,
hour,
you
they'll
can-
wait in an online queue to get your tickets for you.
I know they physically will wait in line at like the ticket box. It's crazy stuff. I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, like at Best Buy, for example, they'll have TVs that are doorbusters. So
Yep.
70-inch TV for $300. So what they do is they hand tickets out.
yeah.
So you pay this guy $35. He waits in line for you.
That's $35 an hour, though,
Hour.
Steve. is
So
what-
he waits 3-4 hours. He gets the ticket.
You
for
really have to justify to
Give you the
BV's point the discount versus
Yeah.
the labor associated with it.
I don't know if I'd pay for that.
It's a crazy. I didn't know this whole like niche market. I mean, here comes a fat guy who just paid someone to go get my White Castle. I didn't
Yeah,
know
but you
that.
didn't pay $140 for that 4 hours in line to buy your $300 TV.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But nonetheless, if that's something you're into, that services exist. You know what I mean?
Entrepreneurs are out there everywhere for every level.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, lastly, we got a couple rants here. All right, now let me tell you the UPS situation we've had at our house.
Okay. Did you
Michelle-
buy a cell phone? Is that what's going on?
No, I did not buy
That's
a cell
bad
phone.
with it.
Michelle bought 2 items from Target.
Okay.
And we got an email that said, "Hey, man, your shit's been delivered." Hey,
Been
good job."
delivered or out for delivery?
No, it's been delivered.
Oh.
We looked around the house. We didn't have it. We're like, "Where is it? We don't have
Uh-huh.
it." Called UPS. Blah blah blah.
File a claim.
This
file
was
a claim.
Friday. So Friday they said, Saturday we'll have the driver come out and talk to you. Saturday comes, which is today, between 3 and 4 p.m. Nothing. No driver, no nobody. What the hell, man? So
I know
Michelle-
exactly what you're going to say because I've been through this.
Oh, you've been through this?
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of annoying. Now, Friday, we saw the UPS driver, and he went halfway down the block, and then he left. And we were like, what the hell, man? He delivered it 3 houses down. Did not know. It was a female delivery. She delivered it 3 houses down. I went to the next door neighbor's, knocked on his door. He didn't have it.
Yeah.
And then our address is 5838. The other address is 5878. So I went down to 5878, knocked on the door, thinking, hey, man, did you get a delivery? The guy was like, no. They delivered our stuff to 5864. Now, how is that close to 5838?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So Michelle finally got fed up because UPS is giving us the runaround. She literally went and knocked on like all 4 doors.
She's
And
chasing her package down.
She found it. And there's the 3 houses down.
But let me ask the question though. This neighbor just didn't just walk it down to your house?
No!
So my neighbor who my CPAP supplies got delivered to randomly just walked him over to our house and knocked on our door.
That
It
was the
like,
point of the rant. How you have stuff for 5838 at your house,
knowing full well.
knowing it's not yours?
Did they open it?
They did not open it.
Oh, okay.
I'm shocked. Totally shocked by that one.
Wow.
Why you didn't see it and know, hey, we didn't order anything from Target. It's a big Target logo on the
Yeah.
box. And then bring it down to the right house. We were only 3 houses down.
Yeah.
They never did. So it's kind
So-
of douchebags. They were probably waiting a couple days. If nobody showed up, they were going to open.
Did they admit to it right away when she asked?
Yeah, she asked.
When
they said-
confronted, yeah.
Here's the thing: the lady that lives there,
No,
her
no,
name,
no,
her name
you know.
is Michelle,
Oh, okay.
but her last name's not Marky, but her name is Michelle. So she thought the box was hers, and then her son's name is Mark, but everyone calls him Marky.
Oh.
Really?
So Michelle and Marky somehow combined
Wow.
equals our neighbors. I don't know, whatever.
I've also had it, though. I was going to tell you the one thing I thought you might have mentioned of. I've had it where UPS has said something's delivered one day, and then it showed up the next day. So, like, in other words, I feel like the UPS driver's fudging the numbers of, like, hey, I delivered that.
yeah.
And so, like, I'm, like, freaking out. Like, did someone steal my stuff off my porch? And then, like, all of a sudden the next day, it's just sitting there. Like, really, man?
Yeah, and before Michelle went down to the local house and found it, I called UPS. I'm like, listen, your driver never showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he left for the day, so we'll come
Yeah.
back Monday morning.
Well, it must be tough because from a UPS driver's perspective, now, we as the consumers have so many tools at our disposal. Like, I know what day it's showing up, you know what I mean? Like, we knew Andrew was bringing us some castles. You know exactly what day, what time it was dropped off. You know the tracking numbers, you know what I mean? Like, you can really hound a UPS driver if you have to.
Now, Abby, I know you love Amazon. Have you had stuff delivered to the wrong house?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Oh, wow. Lucky you.
Do you ever get the weird rogue person with Amazon deliveries, like just a random car pulls up?
Yes.
That is
All the
super
time.
weird.
Because they do a lot
They're
for the
very
local
close to
delivery.
us.
They use
Super weird.
local vendors.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing about Amazon, though, what they started doing the last 6 months or so when they deliver something, you'll get an email or a text message that has a picture of them or a picture
Dropping
of
it
the package,
off?
the picture of it at your door.
Wow.
So that you say, okay, this was just delivered. Here's a picture of it.
So
Yeah.
if you get stolen,
Yeah.
call the police.
We don't
not
get
our
that from
problem.
UPS.
Yeah.
But
So I've put a camera on the front of my house pointed directly at my porch because I get so many deliveries and I'm paranoid about that. I always wanted, so I saw on Kickstarter a while ago, it was essentially a lockbox you could put on your front porch, but somehow the UPS drivers and like the delivery drivers were supposed to have access to it. It was going to be like some system that allows them to be able to unlock this padlock and drop it into this secure box or something. It's never happened at the May Street Studios, but I'm always convinced it will, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you and Michelle were like in the same vein, where you're like, man.
Total pain in the ass. Of course, my wife, who, if she's listening, is very non-tech savvy.
Yeah.
So she automatically goes into panic mode and
Yeah.
like pissed off. But
My stuff's
it
gone.
all worked out.
Yeah.
And so there you go. So now, finally closing up. Brick and mortar stores don't have the same price on Black Friday?
Yeah, so we ran into a lot of this on Black Friday where, so we go into Home Depot and an item is $100 in the physical store. Yet I look on their own website, HomeDepot.com, and it's like $60. I have to have Home Depot like price match their own website. It's the weirdest
a
thing.
lot of stores won't do that either. They'll say, well, our online prices are different than our in-store prices, and we can't match that.
Barnes
So
and
what's
Noble
the
is a big
point?
Well,
Like,
Barnes and Noble was a big one.
yeah.
but you wonder why these brick and mortar
Best Buy.
stores are collapsing
Best Buy will do that too.
their own store.
Yes.
It's the weirdest thing.
I bought headphones,
Okay.
and what it was, I tried to do a order to store, but there was a problem with it.
Okay.
And I went in, and the headphones were on sale for I think it was like $120. They were like $249.
So a pretty deep discount.
Yeah,
You're
and
like,
they
hey,
said
man.
they said, well, yeah, we don't honor this because we don't have the ability as a brick and mortar store to give those kind of discounts. So the prices that you get online are not the same as in the store, and we won't match them. And the only reason I was able to get them to do so is I threw a fit. I said, well, look, I tried to order from the on the online price and have it shipped to store,
Shipped to store, yeah,
or
yeah.
or have it picked up at the store, but for your system screwing up,
It didn't
I'd be
work.
able to do that. Yeah,
Which doesn't make any sense because they'll match to Amazon.
yeah.
It's just a weird thing, and like it's funny because these retail stores want you to like pour one out for them for failing, yet they got these weird systems that are involved with that just make zero sense. I don't understand that, and like so I've had it a couple times. My wife bought some shoes for her sister, and they had a 20% off on their website or full price in the store, and the 20% didn't reflect the store. Like, why am I buying it here?
Well, and that's the disconnect, right? I mean, they'll give you sort of like this this spiel, like you're supposed to feel bad for their plight. The brick and mortars are dying, and
Yeah.
we can't give. You would think that a company would be cognizant of that. How do you preserve those brick and mortar
Yeah,
stores?
if they're
by giving them
failing.
the flexibility
Yeah.
to provide the same kind of discounts that you get.
Hey, don't buy it here. Buy it through us.
exactly.
Or-
We can
yeah.
give you that same price,
It's
but they
weird.
basically almost force you to buy it online.
Yeah,
and-
I just
and-
can't. I can't wrap my brain around that because I had it the same thing at Target. At one time, I had to have. I'm like, you're price matching your own website.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're,
what
you're
to do here.
basically forcing the consumer to buy it online instead of going into the store.
Yeah.
You're driving traffic away from the stores you're trying to allegedly save in the first place.
Yeah, but they probably want to get. I wonder. I don't know enough about retail. I haven't worked retail since the CompUSA days, and that company's gone. But like, at this point, is there less overhead to just being an online store as opposed to owning a physical like retail space anymore?
There's a huge difference in overhead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I wonder if like to your point, if they're just like willing to like let the brick and mortar stores kind of die on the vine for the people who want those, and then just concentrate on the online stuff.
I would also speculate that they're probably in a situation where they assume that no one's going to check.
Yeah.
I think you're a lot
But
thriftier than most
everyone's
people.
got a phone in their pocket. It's 2018.
Well, yeah,
you know
you
what I
go
mean?
into a store. Well, hey, I have this price here. Well, that's the online price.
Yeah, I mean, you would be
Because-
crazy as I'm not a super savvy shopper, but like, you can easily just pull out a phone and be like, dang, that's pricey.
Because why?
$40 off.
Because why would you see the price online and then go into the store? Because you don't want to wait for it. You want it now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
you-
standing at like, we were buying some Christmas decorations, and like I said, it was a huge difference.
But-
I'm like, well, I'm not buying this.
Well, I
Like,
mean, but even from the retailers, from the brick and mortar stores perspective, right? What is a better scenario for you if you're operating or you own a brick and mortar, I don't know, franchise, or if you're worrying about the health and well being of that brick and mortar store, are you in a better position by being willing to accept a substantial cut in your profit margin, or instead just sitting on inventory that you either can't or won't sell because your customers are incentivized to go completely around you and order it online from the same company? I would think that you'd be doing anything you can to get as much of that inventory off your hands
the
as
dead
possible.
inventory is
Yeah,
just sitting there.
yeah. I
don't
mean,
know,
a lower profit margin is still a profit margin,
yeah.
and
But maybe their bonus potential as a store manager is only like keeping that. You know what I mean? Like there's probably.
sure.
I don't know. It strikes me very
Well, but-
odd.
but-
that
but
I,
yeah, but I
it's
mean,
not
if
like I'm going in with an Amazon price.
But you
I'm
work
at Target with Target.com going, why is this like that? It just doesn't.
but
make
you
any
worked
sense.
for a company that had a commission base, right? So I mean, you're incentivized.
Yeah, but all upper management
Well, yeah,
is all
but you're
potential.
incentivized to sell volume.
Sure, but all upper management, anywhere, even at the hotel, upper management is all incentivized. I mean, there's, you know what I mean. So I don't know.
But is the incentive to sell volume? For example, at a hotel, is
it's
the
a push pull of both.
Okay,
You
so
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
just
Like,
this percent.
You don't want to
capacity.
kill what's called RevPAR, or revenue per average room.
Yeah.
You don't want to kill. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to kill that number and that be down to budget. in
But
other
if you had
areas.
to choose between killing the RevPAR,
I can get it really hotel
get-
douchey
no,
if you
no,
want me
but-
to.
no,
My
no,
head's in
okay.
bed.
Okay, but
Oh,
okay, so if you had to, let's say that you had to, it's probably not that extreme in a hotel, but let's say that you had to choose as an operator whether to reduce that revenue per room to get, say, 90% full capacity, as opposed to keeping it at an optimal level and getting 25% or 30% capacity.
Their bonus potential is a balance of the two numbers.
So you
though.
want an equilibrium.
Correct. So what I'm trying to say is, and I wonder if Target, I'm sure Target and Home Depot are the same ways at an upper management level of like, how, you know what I mean? Like balancing, like, you know what I mean? Like the product and what you get for it and what that margin is.
Well,
on that
yeah, but the
product.
difference is that your customers can't stay at an online Westin.
Well, but you can go
Yeah,
to
you can get the
Priceline.
online- yeah, you
you
get
know
the-
what
yeah.
I mean? It struck me
Yeah.
odd. I just brought it up because and it's 2018. All four of us are sitting here with phones that if I walk into any store, you could literally just pull up a product. It seems pricey.
Right.
You're like, whoa, you know what I mean?
When I had the
Like,
situation with the headphones, I literally had to pull it up so I could show them the number of the product.
it's not 1996
the part number
anymore,
that-
you
so
know
they
what I
could
mean?
find
It's
it. Yeah,
weird. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a super weird thing. So Steve's half asleep now. Yeah.
All right, me and Abby fell asleep. All right,
You were headed that way anyway.
pretty much.
We
Well-
ticked the 2-hour mark on this podcast.
Come on, Three
This is
Sheets.
Fat Guys on Little Podcast record.
Wrap it up, Three
That's
Sheets.
That's our longest podcast.
Our longest podcast.
And our most drunk
hands
Steve's
down.
ever been.
The most drunk I've ever been. I'd like to thank Bill Lockhart, and I would like to say, I'd like to thank Abbey Lockhart for making your online debut.
Do you guys got anything you want to say or anything you
I'd
want
like to thank Steve for making this awesome.
All right, anything you want to promote, Abby?
Yeah, you got anything you want to plug?
Nope, just roll tide.
All right, roll tide. There you go. I'd like to thank Charles as my co-host
Hey, all right.
because you are the best co-host.
All right.
And I'd like to thank Proper 12.
We're making
I
Steve
can't-
not feel any
Well,
I
pain.
can't feel my toes right now. You can catch us on Apple iTunes or Google Play or Spotify for all you young hipsters.
Yeah, Gabe, we're looking at you.
Yeah, Gabe. I even know you may have committed suicide after that Michigan loss.
And Abby's going to drive Steve home. I don't want any drunk driving animosity.
Yeah,
and all that
well,
kind of
drive me home. Yeah. She gets to use the knife keychain.
Ooh, that fancy new escape
There you
rolling.
go. All right, so catch us later, and thank you.
All right, we'll see you next week,
See you next
folks.
week.
Come on.
All right, thank you.
Roll Tide.